we welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Season number 4 Darlington Southern 500. We are in here tonight, and we are ready to go for the Season number 4 Southern 500 here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series as we welcoming you in live to the track. Too tough to tame, the Darlington Raceway. We are officially ready to go for race number 7 of the Cup Series season. So, of course, the Xfinity Series was on track last night. That was won by Cup driver Cameron Chandler. Was also dominated by the Cup drivers as well. A lot of them did that race a night ago. Give those Xfinity Series drivers a great challenge. You're going to see all of your Cup Series stars and more here tonight in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series race from Darlington Raceway. It is, of course, one of our crown jewel events. This is the Southern 500. It's one of the most grueling races on the calendar. We'll be going through some of the format for tonight, some of the stuff to look out for, and a lot more in the half-hour warm-up session. Then we'll, of course, be going to the 20-minute qualifying. Then we go to the green flag. Or, I don't know why I said 20-minute qualifying. Obviously not. It's 2-lap qualifying, I should say. All right, this is Darlington for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, one of the toughest tracks on the Cup Series calendar. And it plays host to the season number 3 Southern 500, of course, as always. Or season number 4 Southern 500, as always. All right, here we go. In the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series tonight, we'll be on track in Darlington in just about 45 seconds, ready to go for the season number 4 Southern 500. All right. So, of course, cars going to be on the racetrack here for the warm-up session in just a couple of moments. We'll be live at Darlington in just about a minute time. Stay tuned. It's from Darlington Raceway, Southern 500 practice. The warm-up session, of course, coming up next. All right, we welcome you live to Darlington in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. This is the season number 4 Southern 500. Cars on the racetrack here for the warm-up session. Welcome live to the track. Too tough to tame. This is Darlington. Cars on track for the opening warm-up session. And down the front straightaway goes Braden Hunsaker. So, of course, what we're going to be showing you tonight is, of course, these throwbacks. We're also going to be taking a look at some of the drivers, their season so far. Some of your drivers that have ran well, some of them that have kind of struggled this season, and a lot more. It's down the back straightaway goes Hunsaker through turns 3 and 4. In that number 77 for Highline Motorsports. He won at Atlanta this season, his only win on the year so far. But right now, of course, on the racetrack is the 77 Miller Lite machine. This is a Kurt Busch throwback to one of his gold cars back in, I believe, Daytona. As he goes down the back straightaway, Matthew White, the other one to put down a lap time. This is the 99 of Payson Lindsay, throwing it back to Dale Earnhardt Jr. I believe to his 2015 Nationwide car. So really nice looking machine here for Pace and Lindsay, who was involved in some controversy last night in the Xfinity Series race, of course, after getting into the 76 at Justin Routon and spinning him around. On the racetrack here is your defending Southern 500 winner, Aiden Donahue in the 82, making his third Cup start of the season, of course, part-time this season. But he may be a favorite for the win once he gets a redemption from his last Cup Series race he was a part of in Fontana, where he ended up wrecking on lap 1. For his new team, of course, team owner of Showtime Motorsports, they already have a win this season with Connor Asbell. There's the 99 of Pace and Lindsay down the back straightaway in the 3 and 4. Here is the 29. That is Richard Cherry, making one of his part-time Cup Series starts. Of course, he is full-time in the Xfinity Series. Has one win this season in Xfinity at Daytona for the season opener. Cherry with a Kevin Harvick throwback. One of his good wrench cars at RCR. There's the 71 of Cole Clausen. Beautiful Culver's car. Kind of a unique throwback here for Cole Clausen. Ahead of him, that is an Ayrton Senna throwback to one of his McLaren cars for Connor Asbell. I know not NASCAR, but still pretty cool to have that, Formula 1. Asbell will hit the wall on the back straightaway. Down to 23 minutes to go. Still just getting started here in the warm-up session at Darlington. You see Trenton Wilkin now pulling onto the racetrack. Does not have a throwback on his car. There's another throwback. That is the 8 of Cameron Chandler, of course. He won at Bristol a week ago, and then, of course, he won the Xfinity Series race here last night. What an insane Xfinity race we had a night ago. And Cameron Chandler joins the racetrack with the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Okay. That. I can't say it, apparently, but you can see it with your own eyes. As Braden Hunsaker gets loose off turn number 4, that's going to be an issue here for some drivers, I would have to imagine. Off turn number 4, it does get a tiny bit loose, and you got to be able to save that and keep driving at full pace as Chandler makes his way through turns number 1 and 2. And down the back straightaway goes the driver of the 8. Here is Trenton Wilkin. What a rough season Trenton's had so far, as he's going to go around just the same kind of spot Braden Hunsaker did. Trying to get that thing up to pace he likes. Of course, Trenton Wilkin talking about his season. He has been involved in multiple incidents this year. Of course, he was fast in Bristol. Was running second for a good majority of the first half of that race until after the caution for the second half, he ended up getting caught up in a wreck. That took him out of the race. And he currently sits, I believe, 18th in points out of the playoff cut line by not a terrible margin. I mean, it's not, could be worse, but. As here is Ethan McMillan joining the racetrack. I think we could maybe update Trading Paints to get his paint scheme on here. Just a quick second for that. Underway for the warm-up session in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series at Darlington. And we're back here live from Darlington. Here's Ethan McMillan heading down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. In his Ford Mustang, making his first Cup start of the season. Racing now down the back straightaway. Braden Hunsaker takes a hard shot into the wall. And a lot of drivers, of course, running throwbacks. It's the Darlington Throwback Race Weekend. Here's the 82. That is Aiden Donahue, who actually spun around in pit road somehow. Oh, Cole Clausen takes a massive shot onto the back straightaway, and he'll go in the wall again. Another big hit for the driver at the 71. Here comes Andrew Stacy in the 96. It's been documented so many times this season how rough of a year Andrew Stacy has had. He's had okay speed. I mean, he hasn't been the best or anything, obviously. He hasn't been top tier. He's had all right speed. He currently sits well out of the cut line, about 25th in points. So he'll be looking for some redemption here tonight at Darlington. And he's got to have a good run if he actually wants to keep any chances at the playoffs inbound. Oop, there's so many lags. Oh, there is Cole Clausen in the wall hard down the back straightaway. Here comes the 77 of Braden Hunsicker. There is, oh, big wreck up to the outside. Multiple cars involved. And Wilkins going to take another hard shot into the fence. Ooh, now around the outside they go. There's Ashton Miller on the wall. And here is TJ Hanley actually filling in for William Reagan. This is a throwback on the driver of the 36, TJ Hanley. This is actually a throwback to David Gilliland's 2014 Talladega win. So kind of a cool little throwback here for the driver of the 36, Johnson Motorsports machine. Here comes Braden Hunsicker. So we're looking at the top of the board so far. It is Matthew White top, Hunsicker second, Donahue in third, Chandler Asbell around at your top 5. Down backstretch goes Hunsicker. Car going backwards. Reverse is Matthew White. Of course, he dominated the first half of the Darlington Xfinity race last night. Fortunately for him, ended up getting spun around late in the race and finished, I believe, 10th. Here comes Bryce Benton. What a beautiful throwback for the driver of the 9, throwing it back to Casey Kane, one of his early mid-2000s Texas wins. He got a Dodge machine driving a Chevrolet, which makes kind of cursed, but still, anyways, a really solid throwback for him. Here's the 09. That is John Butler, another car not actually running a throwback. We got a handful of them tonight, but a lot of them still are running throwback paint schemes. The Xfinity Series throwback fan vote is already up. We'll have, of course, the Cup Series one up tomorrow morning. John Butler wraps the outside lane. Side by side here down the front straightaway, we can see Cameron Chandler to the inside of his teammate from Team Chevy Motor Club, Payson Lindsay. There is Richard Cherry ahead of them. There is Gary Smith, nice looking. This is of course, Rusty Wallace throwback. 2 Miller throwbacks, so pretty cool on the racetrack for Gary Smith so far. Currently sits 12th. Here comes Connor Havrilla on the track, not running a throwback, unfortunately for him. Connor Havrilla was on a really good stretch of races, was actually inside of the playoff cut line, I believe 7th in points. Off to a very solid start to the year, as that Cole Clausen actually going to ride the wall a bit. Somebody's spinning around somewhere. That's the 9 of Benton. He goes around. He gets absolutely slammed by the 72 of Connor Aswell. Of course, Cole Clausen will go to the top of the board from all that wall riding. But yeah, talking about Connor Havrilla, being 7th in points, he loses a lot of points in Bristol. He currently is 10th in the standings, plus 17, so got an okay gap, but still looking for more. If we look down on Andrew Stacy, he's only minus 16, so it could have been worse, but still not a great situation at all for Andrew Stacy. All right. Still about 16 minutes to go in the warm-up session from Darlington. There is Cameron Chandler, kind of through the middle of the track, and down the front stretch he goes. Down the back straightaway goes Chandler once again. All right. Still about 15 minutes to go here in the session. Still ways to go, so we're waiting for more people to join as well. There is the 09 of John Butler. Oh, that's Connor Aswell going for a bit of a spin. Some cars racing down here led by Matthew White in the 7. All right, as they head down the back straightaway. Of course, spinning in the back, that's Cameron Chandler on the 8 going around, and he gets slammed by the 71 of Cole Clausen. Big wreck here on the back straightaway. Cheery in the wall as well up there. Side-by-side action between Ashton Miller and Aiden Donahue. They bang doors. Two teammates. Of course, the team owner. Oh, is they're wrecking up here. That looks very familiar. Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson a couple of years ago here in real life. Connor Aswell kind of drives on through. They're kind of getting a little bit insane here in the warm-up session. About 13 minutes to go here in Darlington for the warm-up. All right. As they head down the front straightaway. Through 1 and 2 they go, and down the backstretch there's Huntsicker, a bit of a bobble. There's Cole Clausen down to the inside as well. Of course, the fan vote for the best Xfinity Series paint scheme, that of course came out. It's on my community tab. It's also in the Instagram, and it's also in the Xfinity Series Discord server. It's going to be in the same kind of places for the Cup Series one as well. As there's the 36 going around. Got the 19, that is Matthew Rivera. Here comes the 52 of Joseph Tucker on the track. There is that 72 of Connor Asbell as well. All right. About 12 minutes to go, still here in the session. Qualifying coming up next. Of course, 2 laps of qualifying to do it. Qualifying, this is probably one of the most important races for qualifying all season long. I mean, Dirty Air is going to be a big factor tonight. It is very tough to pass here at Darlington, even just to start. So Dirty Air is going to be a big factor for tonight, and qualifying is going to be so important for these drivers. You're going to need to start up front, especially if you want to score stage points. I mean, Cole Clausen's burning it down. You can obviously take advantage of some strategy, but there's no guarantee for anything. So you're going to need to get a good starting spot if you want to race up for the win right later tonight in Darlington. And these drivers know that. We'll have to see how they manage. All right. There's the 81. That is Sean Hillquist. We got to talk about his run last week in Bristol. What a career day for the driver of the 81 as Matthew Blake goes around ahead of him. Finished second, gained a ton of points, and just showed the amount of skill that he has on the racetrack. He gained a good bit of points from that as well. And Sean currently sits 8th in the standings behind his teammate Dylan Banks. Ooh, as they wreck down the back straightaway, multiple cars involved. That's Trenton Wilkin in the 12. The 50 of Connor Havrilla as well going around. There is Sean Hillquist through turns 3 and 4. Ten minutes to go here in the warm-up session. So I know it says Payson Lindsay top of the board, but I don't really know how we can even trust any of these results towards the top. Still got a good warm-up session going on here in Darlington. Ashton Miller trying to find some clean air on his nose as they head down the back straightaway. Another driver that had a great run in Bristol a week ago was the 09 of John Butler. We was just crashing. I was trying to get to him, but we missed him. I can actually So there he is. Okay. So, of course, the 09 of John Butler, great run last week in Bristol. Got a top 10 finish in 6th. And he's been clicking off a lot of top 10s. He's finished inside of the top 10 every single race besides Kentucky this season. But he's never finished better than 6th. So he's literally finished, I think, 6th to 9th about 4 to 5 times this season. Which is kind of pretty crazy if you think about it. There is that 97 of Gary Smith. Ooh, big wreck on the back straightaway for Trenton Wilkin. Wilkin, he is currently 10th on the board. There's that 96 of Andrew Stacy, the 97 of Gary Smith. 82, that is Aiden Donahue. And they roll down the front straightaway here at Darlington. It is, of course, the throwback race. Aiden Donahue kind of throwing it back to one of Jeff Gordon's old schemes, as we always see for Aiden. I don't really know if it's a true throwback. It's kind of more of a spin-off, but it's more like, how do I put this? More like shiny, I guess, than Jeff Gordon's schemes. Ooh, look at this beautiful Wrangler Dale Earnhardt throwback for Matthew Rivera. I don't know if you would count this. I think you would actually count this as a throwback. Definitely, I think looks at like one of Kyle Busch's older M&M's paint schemes for 7 Hathorn, making one of his starts this season. Down the back straightaway goes Cherry. There's Andrew Stacy as well. About 7.5 minutes to go in the session. Ooh, as the 96 of Andrew Stacy will go around. All right. So we look at an overhead shot of Darlington Raceway. Here tonight. Still underway from Darlington in this warm-up session, clicking down towards the later stages of it, about 6 minutes left to go. There's Connor Asbell on the backstretch. Making his way through 3 and 4 and down this front straightaway here at the Darlington Raceway. Here is the 5. That is Christian Leonard running a Terry Labonte throwback paint scheme. If we look at the point standings right now for Christian Leonard, the driver of the 5, currently sits 19th in points. He is -12 to the cut line, so still in a pretty okay spot to try to make something happen here. Of course, this is the 7th race of the regular season. Of course, there's 18 races in total in the regular season. So it's not even halfway through. Oh, it's just avoiding making contact is that 19 of Rivera. As the 9 of Bryce Benton heads through there. There's the 29 of Richard Cherry up to the wall. All right. As Hildwich going to have to make that aggressive move to move out of the way. We look down the front straightaway at the Darlington Raceway from the flag stand. There's Hildwich in the 81 going around. Ride along with him for just a second. Let's ride along with Cole Clausen to see how he gets his way through. Oh, got somebody spinning up there. Oh, and he is just going to hit. Oh, my goodness. Oh my God, John Butler. Oh, he's over the wall. Oh my man. John Butler. Saw that. That was a little bit scary. Wow. All right. Welcome back to Darlington. 5 minutes to go in the warm-up session. There's 7-halfer making his way through turns number 1 and 2. I definitely have seen, as the session has gone on, early on in the session, the track was green. Everyone was able to put down good lap times. Now later in the session, we've definitely seen lap times start to kind of fall, and nobody really has been able to put down a good lap time. And it's not like they're limited on tires or anything. It's just, his track conditions changing as Hathorne goes around off corner exit. There's Mark Prince going to catch the 5 of Christian Leonard. Oh, man, what a hit. There is Hunsicker and Chandler. Down the front stretch they work. And back through 1 and 2. All right. So definitely have learned a lot in this warm-up session. Qualifying coming up next, we will set the field for the season number 4 Southern 500. This is the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. It is, of course, the 7th race on the Cup Series calendar. And, of course, we'll be under the lights later on tonight as well. Oh, the wall again for Connor Asbell. Of course, we have got to talk about Connor Asbell's season. His only top, I believe, 15 finish is his win in Fontana. Oh, as he gets absolutely slammed by Braden Hunsicker. But that is some crazy, crazy stat for Connor Asbell. He won in Fontana. That literally is only thing that's actually gone well for him this season. Other than that, he has been just awful, to say the least. He's not really had any speed. I mean, he's just really had a rough season. There is the 71 of Cole Clausen in the little hard. Here is Trenton Wilkin in the 12. We can see another big thing that's going to be worrying for these drivers. Once the green flag flies through 3 and 4, the sun is going to be right in these guys' eyes. Ooh, and Aiden Donahue decides he's done. There's John Butler down the back stretch in the 3 and 4. Clicking down to the end of this warm-up session. All right, so it's been a decent warm-up session so far here from Darlington. Payson Lindsay is being scored, driver top of the board. One driver kind of that has been a little bit off on pace is the 9 of Bryce Benson, currently sits 13th. He's having a blinking fest down the back straightaway. Okay. Oh, and there goes Sean Hillquich again. The same spot he went around last time. There's Matthew White wrecking. There's 7 Hathorne in the 18. There's the 82 of Aiden Donahue. And that will do it in the warm-up session from Darlington. Payson Lindsay being scored top, but obviously not without an asterisk next to that. As we get ready for qualifying from the Darlington Raceway in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, time to set the pole position. This is probably the most important qualifying session you will see all season long. These 25 drivers need to go try to set a fast lap. You don't want to be starting back 23rd, 24th here tonight. That's going to be detrimental for you. You got 2 laps of qualifying. We're going to see how they manage. As Ashton Miller rounds turn 4, and he's going to head down the front straightaway to start his lap. There's Cole Clausen as well. I don't think that's a great idea for Cole. I don't know why he's doing that. We're going to need this lap. Matthew White down the back straightaway. Pole position. Going to be one of the most coveted here at Darlington. This is the pole for the Southern 500, the throwback race, and one of the most important qualifying sessions of the season. White making his way through 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, I believe on a lap. To the checkered flag he goes. Obviously, only car over the line so far. He will start his second lap. There's Haverilla back there as well. Miller is second. About a 10th and a half back. There's Cameron Chandler across the line. He is now P2, barely off of Matthew White. Hunsicker goes in 3rd. Gary Smith is 5th. Now Hathorn's 5th. Leonard is 7th. Tucker's 8th. Oh, and there's Chandler wrecking down the back straightaway. Oh, he's on his lid. And he goes back on all 4 wheels. Down the front stretch goes Haverilla in the 50. Across the line now. He's 10th. There is Wilkin on the track. Ooh, Ethan McMillan on the wall. There's the 29 of Richard Cherry, making his way through turns 3 and 4. Still top of the board for Matthew White, and now Cherry is wrecking down the back front straightaway. He is 7th. There's TJ Hanley slowing it down. Aiden Donahue is 4th, and he backs it down. Payson Lindsay there in the 80, and there's the 81 of Sean Hilquich. He's currently 8th, through 3 and 4 on his final lap, trying to improve. Ooh, a bit loose off corner exit. Down the front straightaway he will go. Hilquich is 9th. The driver that finished 2nd. This is Payson Lindsay up almost to the wall. He is yet to put down a time. Down to the back stretch she goes. For Lindsay in the 99. Off of turn number 4 for Payson. Down the front stretch now to the checkered flag on his first lap. What is it going to be for Payson Lindsay from Team Chevy Motor Club? He was so good last night, if it actually wants to update. It's still Matthew White on provisional pole. I don't think it actually counted for Lindsay's lap for whatever reason. This is now Bryce Benton trying to improve from his practice pace. Was 13th in practice. Wants to try to get at least the top 10 starting spot, I would imagine, tonight. Here's TJ Hanley, currently 18th. Down to the back stretch he goes on 3 and 4. Ooh, Mark Prince nearly in the wall. And Prince is nearly wrecking down the back front straightaway. He is currently 12th, and now he will end up 12th as Lindsay's on his lid down the front back straightaway. He is yet to put down a time. Benton through 3 and 4. Off turn 4 for Bryce Benton. Down the front stretch he goes. On lap 1, to get a minute left to make times. He's 9th. Good pickup from practice. Through 1 and 2 and down the back stretch for the final time. Nearly in the wall, and the heel back down. He'll be P9 provisionally. TJ Hanley, I believe, is done. Ada Chandler. There's the 99. Stacy is 18th. Hanley, there in the 36, he is now finished with qualifying. He is 19th. Nobody else on the racetrack besides TJ Hanley was clicked down the 30 seconds of qualifying, so a good handful of drivers not actually putting down lap times. That's definitely very interesting. And yeah, this, of course, is the Darlington Southern 500. Hanley just trying to get some extra practice on track. And that will do it. Matthew White on the pole here in Darlington. White wins the pole for the Southern 500. Cameron Chandler is going to be joining him on the front row. And that will do it in qualifying from the Darlington Raceway. We are ready to go racing. It is Matthew White on pole. And we welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, Season number 4, Darlington Southern 500. We are officially all up and running from the track Too Tough to Tame. Welcome live to Darlington. And we are officially ready to go for the Season number 4 Southern 500. This is one of our crown jewel events. Missing a decent handful of drivers. I know Cash Culp was supposed to make this race. Unfortunately, he's not going to be in the field. Dylan Banks, sending prayers to him, unfortunately. He will not be in this race. About 25 cars will come to take the green flag. And here we go. This is Darlington, the track Too Tough to Tame for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series in Season number 4. Let's go through your starting grid. So, of course, White Chandler on the front row. Hunsaker, Aiden Donahue going to be lining up in row number 2. Then you got Ashton Miller, Seven Hathorn, Connor Asbell, Richard Cherry. How about 3 of the top 7 being from Showtime Motorsports? And then you got Bryce Benting lining up in row number 5 and 9th, and then Sean Hilquich, too, is outside. And then you get the rest of your top 20 and the rest of the field. The rest of the outside of the top 20 rolling across the left side of your screen. And here we go. Pace car will roll off. We are ready to go in Darlington. Sun is setting. This is the Southern 500 in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series for Season number 4. They'll make a trip down pit road to check their pit road speed and check their boxes like they always do. Here we go in Darlington. Rolling down the back straightaway. From Too Tough to Tame. So, of course, what we have to get in store for tonight is about 180 laps. Fuel window, well, of course, the halfway break at the end of lap number 90. Fuel window, I think, about lap 60 to 65. So, without a caution in this first half, they will have to make green flag pit stops, guaranteed, as they will come to check pit road speed. We'll have, of course, the choose cone down the front straightaway, as we always do. And they'll come to check their pit boxes this time by. They will come to want to go this time by. Of course, this is the Southern 500. They will not have to choose on the opening start as they always usually do. Everyone will come to see their box, and everybody looks to be all right. As they pull on to the racetrack from the Darlington Raceway. Behind that iRacing base car. Sun is setting. It is an absolutely beautiful, picture-perfect night for racing here in Darlington, South Carolina. Ready to kickstart race number 7 of the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series season. It is one of our crown jewel events, and we are just about ready to go from the track Too Tough to Tame. Matthew White, Cameron Chandler on the front row for the start. Pace car makes that hard left turn down the pit road, and the season number 4 NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Darlington Southern 500 is green and underway. Oh, already, what are they doing back here? Somehow they're already crashing. We'll see if they're able to get it back going here, and I believe they will. We'll stay green. As they head down the back straightaway, there's the 7 of Matthew White. Braden Hunsicker on his bumper. There's the 8 of Chandler back there. 82 of Aiden Donio in the opening lap up to the outside lane. So already going around multiple cars as they will wreck on lap 1, but we stay green as they head down the front straightaway. No reason for a caution. They all are able to fire back up really quickly. Through 1 and 2 they go on lap number 2. Matthew White, your current leader. He's got Braden Hunsicker to his bumper. There is Chandler currently running in fourth. Third, 7 Hathorn already up to P4. Chandler has damage on his machine already. Working his way to the inside there is Sean Hilquich on the 29 of Richard Cherry. Down to the low side. Cherry on the bottom trying to get momentum back to the inside. There's Gary Smith as well as they head to lap number 3 in Darlington. Side by side for P8. P9, I should say. Cherry in the wall. Joseph Tucker has to check up a bit. That'll allow now Connor Haverilla makes it maybe a 2-for-1 on the bottom of the racetrack. Side-by-side action just outside of the top 10. Mark Prince, who nearly went around opening lap, to the inside of that number 5 of Christian Leonard. Car coming down pit road, that's Ethan McMillan already. He's going a lap down. Side-by-side between Joseph Tucker and Connor Haverilla. Haverilla's kind of trying to keep it tough on the inside lane, but Tucker's got momentum to the outside, and he will clear Connor Haverilla. Joseph Tucker now into 12th. Look up towards the front of the field. We got a side-by-side battle. Here's Bryce Benton to the inside of Connor Asbell. Door-to-door down the front straightaway. Benton, of course, not very quick in practice, but he will clear the driver of the 72 Asbell. And he is already up into P7 after starting in 9th. Up front, we see Ashton Miller starting to reel in 7 Hathorn. Aiden Donahue currently running in 6th behind them. Down to the inside lane as well, and your current leader is Matthew White. Oh, a car getting loose on the back straightaway. That is Sean Hilquich. They're kind of getting chaotic back here as a couple of cars start to blink. Hilquich will drop in line. There is the 52 of Joseph Tucker. Side by side here is Connor Asbell getting nearly in the wall. Mark Prince, who's inside, as they work their way down the back straightaway again in Darlington. There's Matthew Rivera back there. Trenton Wilkeny didn't qualify very well. And he's got John Butler all over his back bumper. Wilkeny currently running in 17th. Oh, in the wall, Christian Leonard, and now he's getting turned, and they're wrecking down the back straightaway, front straightaway, I should say. Multiple cars involved. Leonard just looked like he checked up there, and the yellow flag will fly for the opening time. John Butler also involved. 2 Johnson Motorsports cars, another car from Fortner Racing, and the first caution flag of the night is out here in Darlington. On lap 7, let's take a look at what happened. Bring out caution flag number 1. Oh, wait, we gotta go back a little bit. Leonard had a moment, started pretty early. So there's Christian Leonard, drives it into the wall, then he's completely sideways. He's got Mark Prince, oh yeah, has another bobble. That's what he couldn't save. And then Mark Prince comes in there. Matthew Rivera slams into the back of him, and they will wreck down the front straightaway as Mark Prince spins as well. There's the 09 of John Butler in the wall. It's right along with John, and he has some damage already from the driver that's been so consistent this season. He's running 18th. There they go. Swerve to avoid him, then got hooks on the back and will make a slide into the wall. Not very hard contact at all, so I think he'll be mostly okay. It's right along with the 5 of Christian Leonard. Oh yeah, bobble. And then gets hit by Mark Prince. There's Matthew Rivera getting involved. It won't be race-ending damage for anyone, I don't think. And Christian is coming down pit road again. We got some cars pitting. So it's kind of a split decision here. The first car on pit road is Aiden Donahue. We see a handful of them also stay out as they will come to their pit boxes. So you do have 4 sets of tires on pit road. We're on lap number 9, coming to lap number 10. First yellow flag of the night. At least we went further than we did in the Xfinity Series race. Looks like maybe 2 tires for Gary Smith and Joseph Tucker. Aiden Donahue, I think, maybe trying to repair some damage or something. Connor Asbell rolling off pit road as well. There's Mark Prince still on pit road, and there's the 5 Christian Leonard. 19 to Matthew Rivera. They have slight damage. It's not going to be race-ending damage at all. Nobody was involved that heavily here. Ethan McMillan will get the free pass. And they'll have a bit of a reset here. probably going to be restarting at about maybe like lap 11 or lap 11 or lap 12. Lights have now also turned on here at Darlington. Sun beginning to set in the distance. All right, first yellow flag of the night from the track Too Tough to Tame. Another thing we got to talk about is how the track conditions will be changing all night long here at Darlington Raceway. There's Prince and Leonard still on pit road. They're going to have to pull off as they will come to the shoes, the opening shoes of the day. So choosing the inside lane, it's going to be Highline Motorsports teammates on the front row. Braden Hunsicker and the 7 of Matthew White. Row number 2 will be 7 Hathorn and the 8 of Cameron Chandler. As we see Mark Prince and Christian Leonard still on the pit road, I should say, trying to repair some last-second damage. There is Mark going to roll off. I think Christian's going to have some of the bigger damage, so he may go a lap down or two. Mark is being scored 1 lap down. And he's going to be hoping for a caution flag sooner than later. All right, we'll be back underway on lap 11 in Darlington. Hunsicker to the inside of Matthew White. They're going to be door-to-door for the restart. 2 teammates on the front row. Pace car comes back down pit road. Going to be back underway on lap 11. White, your leader in the outside lane. He's been getting good jumps in the top lane all weekend long, as they not really formed up too well at the front of the field, but back to the Geico Racers, and they go. Terrible start down to the inside for Braden Hunsicker and others, and that'll allow Chandler to get clear of Hunsicker, and to the inside they go. Miller around the outside of the driver of the 77. So Miller sideways in the wall now. He falls back. Hathorn to his inside. There is Benton on the low side as well. There's Havrilla to the bumper. There is Gary Smith on the bottom. Down the backstretch they go. Benton to the inside of the 79 of Ashton Miller. The long race in here in Darlington. You just got to buckle up. I think these drivers are going to have to just buckle up. They got to make sure they don't. They got to make sure they take care of their equipment. You may just want to ride around for a bit here at Darlington. It's early in the race. Where stage point's not up for grabs until lap 90. Chandler was able to get into second place after passing this driver of the 77, Braden Hunsicker, on the restart. Battle for position here for 9th between teammates. It's Justin Tucker and the 81 of Sean Hillquish. Joseph will drop back in line. There is Payson Lindsay coming around the outside lane. Currently runs in 11th. Lindsay actually kind of got saved by that caution flag, was able to make up track position. Down the front stretch they go yet again here in Darlington. Beautiful night for racing, and we got cars on track for the season number 4 Southern 500. And here we go to the inside, Joseph Tucker on teammate Sean Hillquish. Tucker, we'll see how much he fights his teammate. Oh, Hillquish actually going to get in the wall slightly. It is so easy. Oh! Hathorn is now crashing, and caution is now. Yeah, caution's going to have to come out for that. My goodness, what was that? Second yellow flag of the night already. Take a look at what happened and we got the yellow flag. Oh, he hits the wall. Oh, and then loses it all by himself, running inside of the top 5, and then gets hit by Bryce Benton. Gary Smith gets involved slightly. There is the 81 of Hillquish. He has front-end nose damage. There's Andrew Stacy going around already. 2 caution flags to start this race. That is unfortunate. Not something we wanted to see at all. And iRacing, oh, okay. And they're going to be coming down pit road. Now we're having some connection issues. Now led by... Two yellow flags, 15 laps in here at Darlington Raceway. We saw long green flag runs last week, or not last week, I should say. We only did see them last week, of course, but last season, okay, iRacing is really being pain in then you know what. My Wi-Fi is fine. It's just iRacing servers being really annoying as they come to pit road here. There's the 09 of John Butler rolling off. Yeah, they gotta comment down. 7 Hathorn just lost it all by himself there, running inside of the top 5. I really don't understand what he was really doing there. Caution flag is out already for the second time. I mean, this has been a season I think nearly in every single race besides, I think, the Daytona 500, at least one half of the race has gone caution-free. So far, that's not the case for the first half in Darlington, but we did see the second half in the Southern 500 last season go nearly caution-free. Look at their shoes here. Top three all choose the outside lane. That'll give the front row to Ashton Miller and Bryce Benton. Benton does have some nose damage. Keep an eye on that. So many drivers choosing the outside. Connor Asbell gonna move up like 4 rows here. Just how much the outside means. I don't know if it, you know what? I don't know if it means that much. I mean, Ethan McMillan gonna line up inside of the top 10 after all of that. He was like 20th before the shoes. Leonard trying to get some last-minute repairs. So is Seven Hathorn. There's Cole Clausen coming around here. All right, I think maybe it's time to start calming down here. We'll be back underway on lap 17. It's been a bit of a chaotic race so far tonight in Darlington. I don't really understand the logic so far. But we'll be back underway on lap 17. Here in the season number 4 Southern 500. It's going to be Matthew Witt on the outside lane. Ashton Miller, the choose cone, will be moving up into the front row. But the inside lane has been getting pretty poor restarts so far tonight. We will see what happens now as we come back to the Geico restart zone, back underway in Darlington. And yeah, once again, the inside does not get going. That'll just allow the outside to pull away with Cameron Chandler and Matthew White. Miller, though, racing side by side with Braden Hunsicker. Door to door through 1 and 2. Leaning on each other, nearly contact. Oh, Gary Smith on the wall slightly as they head down the back straightaway. Hunsicker around the outside. Smith on the bottom. Look at Benton trying to catch up. Of course, he has some damage. Oh, they race each other tight between Miller and Hunsicker. There is Ashton Miller, almost clear of Connor Haverill. Now he is clear. So it's going to be a net, I don't think, gain anything for Ashton Miller for choosing the inside lane there. As Hilquich is in the wall again, they got to calm it down. They're side by side, a couple lanes deep. There is Joseph Tucker around the outside of the 9 of Bryce Benton. He goes on the wall. We'll see what kind of pace Joseph Tucker can have here tonight. Benton is still, he's all over the back bumper of the 9. He pushes him down the front straightaway. Benton does have nose damage, so I think he's starting to hold these guys up. Side by side between Ethan McMillan. How about him running inside of the top 10? And what is he doing? He completely wrecks himself down the back straightaway. Hard on the wall goes Ethan McMillan. Just gave him a shout out. Will stay green. But that was not a good look for Ethan McMillan. Just hit the wall and wrecks himself. And around, they are getting loose back here as well. Cheery, I mean, they got to calm down. They're really, really racing aggressively all throughout the pack. We're only 20 laps into the Southern 500. It's a long, grueling race tonight. Still 71 to go to the halfway break. There's Aiden Donahue, and there's Bryce Benton. Really slowed down the back straightaway. Has an issue. He's got still, I think, even bigger nose damage. He's making his way to the inside of Hilquich. He falls to 16th. Not really sure what's going on with Bryce Benton. We'll have to try to see if we can get an update. Oh! Hanley goes around. And that's going to bring out the caution again. Maybe not. We'll stay green. Hanley gets back going in the right direction. We got to kind of start calming it down with the cautions, so we're going to stay green here because nobody else was involved. All right, let's get a bit of a reset here. We need to. Matthew White currently up front. Second is Cameron Chandler. Third, that is Braden Hunsicker. In the wall slightly there is Connor Aswell. How about running inside the top 5 for Connor Havrilla? This has just been an absolutely chaotic race so far. By far the most chaotic race we have seen all season long. Joseph Tucker currently running in 6th. There's Gary Smith 7th. 8th, the 99 of Payson Lindsay. There's Aiden Donahue quietly running in 10th. Wilkin is, we got a car spinning. Andrew Stacy, another one going around. He's able to avoid contact, and we will stay green, obviously. Ethan McMillan on pit road. I mean, I just don't understand why they're pushing so hard early in the race. It's a long, long race here in Darlington. There's Cherry through the middle. And there is Bryce Benton back in the bumper of Sean Hilquich, battle for 13th. Both these guys have front end damage, so let's look up front first, towards more of the front of the field. Bit of a rebound here from Mark Prince. He nearly went around in the opening lap, but he's currently now running on the back bumper of his affiliated teammate in 11th. Oh, and now Connor Asbell. I don't know what happened to him. Once again for Connor Asbell, he is having connection issues, I believe. My goodness, this Southern 500 has been pure chaos so far, and we're just 25 laps in, but I think hopefully now it's time to settle in, and we're going to have to get an update on Connor Asbell. Something is going on. Oh, and Connor Havrilla is completely sideways. Oh, Wilkin now spinning. What is going on? My goodness. This is pure chaos. Havrilla, sorry, I should say Hathorn going to make his way around him. There's Matthew Rivera as well. They're side by side between Cole Clausen and the 5 of Christian Leonard. As we look between, there's some cars that could be lapped down in a minute. Let's look to the front of the field. Your current leader, Matthew White, in the 7. There he is. There's currently in P2 is the 8 of Cameron Chandler. Running in 3rd is the 77, Braden Hunsicker. As Lindsay and Donahue start to back up, start to catch the 50 of Connor Havrilla. To the inside goes Payson Lindsay on Havrilla. Door to door for that spot.
What, boys? Another DNF.
What happens, Connor?
I just caught the wall out of 2. Give me very bad wheel damage. Like, my wheel was pointed about good. I don't know, like, it was off the dashboard completely. Like, the center line was off the dashboard. Then caught it again off of 4 and tagged the wall, and my car, it was done for. So.
Wow, like, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say at this point. Outside of your win in Fontana, it's just been horrible luck for you guys.
Yeah, it's been all season, though. I mean, Daytona wrecked out. The race after that wrecked out. Got it at Fontana, then everything else just kind of keep going on at DNF, so.
Well, I mean, if there's any bright spot, you still got your teammates running well here. Miller running in 4th, Gary Smith, of course, running in 5th, and then Aiden Donahue currently running in 8th. As he starts to
Donahue, off of lap 1, Donahue was experiencing some wheel damage, and that caution very much saved him from being further back in the pack and possibly a lap down if everything went green. But as we see as right now, very chaotic race with this whole new next-gen aero package and tire model, but it's a learning experience for everyone.
I mean, yeah, this is the first couple of days. It's the first race in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Havrilla makes a crossover back to the inside of Payson Lindsay on this new whole update for iRacing with this next-gen car. So everybody getting used to it. It's been calming down. I don't want to curse anything, but lately, the last maybe 10 or so laps, it's calmed down slightly as Donahue will make his way to the inside of Connor Havrilla.
Yeah, you definitely cursed it.
Yeah, I probably did. But we're 31 laps into the season number 4 Southern 500 here in Darlington. Current leader is Matthew White as we come to lap 32. Through turns number 1 and 2 he goes, and down the back straightaway. Got about a 1.3 second lead over Cameron Chandler. Running in 3rd currently is Braden Hunsicker in the 77. The top 3
all kind of been to themselves. They're all in one VC, and that VC is probably really quiet right now. Just a lot of focusing, even throughout everything. We tried to talk to Matthew White a little bit. Nothing comes out of that boy's mouth. So
with this battle for position, it's the 9 of Bryce Benton starting to make his way back up to the field. He's really not. He's had an interesting day so far. Still has that big nose damage, so we're going to be wondering under the next caution flag if he's able to repair that. Side by side here with Richard Cherry. This is a battle for 11th place.
Yeah, Richard Cherry in that Kevin Harvick throwback from 2001. That is his Atlanta win, I believe. And you got also Bryce Benton in a Casey Kane Dodge throwback. I don't remember what year, sadly.
I looked it up earlier this morning. I think it's for one of his early 2000 or mid 2000s Texas.
Oh yeah, because your camera roll is now filled with our cars.
I know. I think I have about 100. Oh, we got a car backwards. Joseph Tucker. He had an issue. What happened to Joseph Tucker? He just had a crash, I believe. So let's take a look.
Ooh.
7.5.
Oh
yeah.
Nah,
Loses it.
no, he got
and
loose.
Overcorrects.
Ooh.
Into the wall. On the back straightaway. That doesn't bring out the caution flag, and he looks like he's gonna roll it back. And he's currently on. Oh, we got a wreck! Gary Smith in the wall.
Yeah, and Donahue. Teammates, no!
And now it's. I definitely did curse it.
Yeah.
We've seen these like minor incidents that haven't run out cautions, and it's been kind of killing a lot of the fields here tonight. As they work their way down the back straightaway. There's Gary Smith and the 20 of Mark Prince now breaking himself into the top 10. Smith now is damaged as Mark Prince makes his way to the inside, racing him aggressively. These are two drivers that have really not been on the best radar for Cameron Chandler as of late.
That is for sure, as we look at our pace car. The 81 car wrecked me earlier, but we don't talk about that. A little bit blinking out of, who was that?
Richard.
Cherry. Yeah. I see a lot more speed out of Richard as this race goes on. I know when we get to a couple of his personal favorite tracks like Pocono, Indianapolis, we could see a win come out of him. Bryce Benton in the 9 win, hopefully soon for that kid. Very consistent, day in and day out. Just has some terrible luck some races and can't get her done.
Oh, as Christian Leonard is off the pace down the back straightaway. What is?
Oh, really off the pace.
He tried to move out of the way, but then Cherry made his way to the inside. That's gonna give the two spots to Richard Cherry, and that'll be a terrible moment for the 81 of Sean Hilquist. He's in the wall slightly. The driver that finished second in Bristol last week.
Yeah, 2-for-1 special for Richard. Take that any day of the week.
Nearly 40 laps into the Southern 500 tonight is not short of chaos. We have Cole Clausen now being put a lap down. I don't really understand. Oh, is the 50 of Connor Haverhill is in the wall.
That's some wheel damage. My other Connor brother. No.
Two Connors having issues under this run. They come to now lap traffic. There is Hanley being put a lap down now. Matthew White making his way to the inside.
In the Chris Buescher Pocono win? Oh no, is that the Talladega win?
Oh, your leader! Oh, your
gosh.
leader is now almost wrecking. Matthew White saves it, but now has damage, and Cameron Chandler is gonna. Braden Hunsaker actually takes the lead from all of that.
What? He got loose off of turn 4 and just tail slapped Matthew White.
My goodness! And now TJ Hanley. That is not going to be a popular move between your top runners. TJ Hanley, a lap car, nearly takes out completely your leader.
Yeah, I saw him get loose and can't really do much.
Now let's put a lap down as they make their way to the outside of Andrew Stacy. Sean Hilquist is off the pace. Oh, now Hunsaker has damage, and they're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Here comes Cameron Chandler to the outside. Hilquist off the pace as well. Chandler on the wall. There is Stacy around the outside lane as well. My goodness, what a race.
I don't know what's happening.
I mean, this is by far the most chaotic race we've seen so far this season.
Well, it seems like Matthew White is still holding some sort of pace, but when a caution comes out, hopefully he can get that damage repair and get back on track.
Yeah, we can see some, right, it's got to be a little bit of wheel damage. He door slams TJ Hanley multiple times down the back straightaway. There is, of course, Hunsaker. There is Chandler. We even know now it's not safe even at the front of the field. Oh, as Hunsaker hits the wall slightly. Hunsaker's having issues. Chandler's having some issues as well on the wall. Matthew White has had issues. These are drivers that have all won this season in the Cup Series. A champion in the Xfinity Series for Chandler, a Cup Series champion for Matthew White, nearly a Cup Series champion for Braden Hunsaker. He was for about 20 minutes.
Hold up. Before we go any further, look who's catching Matthew White. No other than Ashton Miller. He has been running these three down for the past couple laps. Aiden Donahue in follow. But, this is a sleeper pick right here. I know he's been close before, but as we go further in this race, I hope he's up in these front runners and hopefully can get a win.
Ashton Miller, he's been really solid here at Darlington in the past. Last season, he ran in the top 5 all night long. We got Joseph Tucker on pit road. He is not having the day he wanted. Sean Hilquich now being put a lap down. I mean, with all of the tire fall off as well, we mentioned that how bad the tire fall off will be tonight. We've seen drivers being put a lap down. It's just a whole lot of new things to learn. And of course, we go to Darlington for the first race of this new whole package for the next gen.
Yeah, we should kind of saw it earlier.
I mean, I don't think they had. We made the schedule in like early March. I don't really think they had any of that out.
Well, we also should have just seen what weeks were which and kind of went off of that. But also, we wouldn't have the brain power to do that. So
yeah. My God, what a Southern 500 we have had. This track is already naming up, coming up to his name. The track too tough to tame. From Darlington Raceway. Under kind of more of a longer green flag run. Here is Chandler currently running in second. These are the type of runs you get all the time here at Darlington. These long green flag runs. And Braden Hunsaker, your current leader, after taking it from Matthew White. Matthew White back in the third, and now this time he will successfully lap TJ Hanley. I don't think TJ will fight him that much, considering what happened last time.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah. Through 1 and 2 they go once again. They have 42 to go till the halfway break. Coming to 41 this time by. Still a good ways to go to the halfway break. I know it. Yeah, it's just going to be a grueling race here tonight. What?
All about consistency around here, and Aiden Donahue is starting to reel in both Miller and Matthew White.
And we see Donahue currently running in 5th. He's had a solid day so far. He's made it through all the chaos that has happened so far in this race.
Yeah, not lap 1.
Yeah, well, at least he didn't get taken out of the race in lap 1 like Fontana.
Yeah, fair enough.
We have
gosh.
Ooh, Miller. Look on pit road just for a slight second. It's there is
Miller,
there's Sean Hilquich now on pit road in the 81. He is now 3 laps down. Another driver struggling with this new package and the tire wear you get from it. Tire wear definitely turned up a notch with this whole new next-gen package. And we're seeing drivers struggle with it, especially drivers outside the top 10 and top 15. But even your leaders haven't been so chaos-free. Of course, Matthew White trying to lap TJ Hanley. Door slam toes. Now, just as I'm saying that, Braden Hunsaker on the wall slightly. As he heads down the back straightaway, Chandler, though, running currently in second. He has been, of course, so good as of late. Oh, and just as I say that, Chandler is loose. Commentators, yep, absolute commentator's curse. My God, he saves it luckily.
I think you just need to stop talking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up at this point. We got a battle for 4th going on between Showtime Motorsports teammates Ashton Miller and Aiden Donahue.
Yeah, going into this, many people Saw that 82 coming back for this race. And shiver me timbers, because that's what everybody said in the field, and so far it's looking like he started way back in the pack too, under the last restart, and got himself all the way up to 5th. So definitely a terrifying Jeff Gordon scheme in your rear mirror.
Matthew White's got some more damage on his race car. So does Cameron Chandler. Here to the inside, now to the outside. Faking him is Aiden Donahue, side by side with Ashton Miller. 4P4, door to door. And Donahue, ooh, he's clear off corner exit, but Miller trying to fight back to the inside. How much will he fight his team owner? Not much.
That was a bad camera angle.
Yeah, I
He's
don't know
gonna
what's
get dirty
going on.
air.
Another new iRacing update. You can see this thing, the catch fence. I tried to fix it earlier. It didn't work.
We are one with the catch fence, folks.
Yeah.
If there's a catch fence crash, we'll be one with the fence, so you'll experience it in 3D.
Aiden Donahue's starting to run down Matthew White now as well, and Cameron Chandler, as Braden Hunsicker has about a 2.6 second lead over these guys. They start to catch the lap traffic with Cole Clausen. There is Payson Lindsay just had an issue, I believe. He's off the pace now. He's currently running in, where is it? 16th a lap down now.
I think he probably spun out a corner. Oh, he tagged the wall.
We only have 13 cars in the lead lap as we come to lap 57. That is just how many cars have had issues so far tonight in Darlington. This is...
For sure.
I mean, this is the toughest race on the calendar, I would have to say.
Yeah.
And with the new...
I think it's... Yeah, I was about to say, with the new aero stuff, tires, it really made it a challenge, like more of a challenging. Because I only ran about 30 laps before it to test tires. Payson did as well, and it was like chill. But this is the longest some people have probably run.
All right, so I think we're going to be starting to enter green flag pit stop territory as John Butler comes down pit road. You're going to obviously need... I don't think anybody is going to be able to make it to the end of the stage, so...
I don't remember what fuel was, so.
It was 63, I think. End of the stage is 90. So John Butler will come to take tires. There's Braden Hunsicker to put him a lap down now. As John Butler will roll off pit road. You get 4 sets of tires here in Darlington, down to from the 5 sets you got a season ago. As Chandler comes to the back bumper of the 71 of Cole Clausen. Oh, and that's a big hit for Cole Clausen. In the wall hard. He has had a rough night and has just got even rougher for the driver of the M&F Racing 71. And he is coming to pit road. There's Mark Prince. How about him running inside of the top 6 in P6 currently? Haven't really talked about him much tonight. 31 to go till the halfway break now. And they obviously, I would assume, have to pit.
Yeah, some people are probably going to go less fuel, all 4 tires, to try to gain some sort of advantage.
Another thing I'm going to see here is if you maybe pit late in the going or late in the stage, drivers that are already a lap down, are you going to maybe take the wave around, especially if you don't have many laps in your tires? As Matthew White's pitting.
Yeah. Now begs the question, is he just going to take all 4 tires and just go, or try to fix a little bit of damage?
Here's John Butler to the inside of Andrew Stacey. That is actually 4 positions. No, it's not actually. John Butler is currently 2 down. Chandler is now pitting. And that'll give second Aiden Donahue. Behind him, there's Ashton Miller in the 79 coming down pit road. So green flag pit stops in the first half here in Darlington.
I did not think we were going to get to this. So, okay, from strategy call from earlier, Aiden Donahue has a little bit more fuel because when he pitted, he topped off. It's not much, but it'll get him to probably lap 67, I believe. So, still a lot of time for Donahue to catch Hunsicker.
He's about 4.3 seconds back. Dirty air, of course, has been a big factor tonight as Bryce Benson comes down to pit road. I'm assuming Bryce will wait until the stage to repair his damage. Green flag pit cycle's underway here in Darlington. Ashton Miller getting 4 fresh Goodyear tires. And trying to wait on fuel a bit. Or no, actually getting more tires. As here comes Gary Smith pit road. Ooh, there's TJ Hanley, a bit off the pace. Havrilla gonna make his way to the inside.
Tag the wall though. See if he'll give up the position. He's not going to, but he does catch the wall. Right in front of Mark Prince. As you see Miller leaving pit road now. Gonna have a couple lap cars in front of him. Definitely gonna be a struggle. And on new tires, so he's gonna have to make these moves quick to get clean air again. Ooh, a little loose out of Mark Prince. Still see Bryce Benton down pit road. Oh my god, he parked in front. Holy, that would have been a wreck if the wreck avoidance of Miller wasn't queued up. That's gonna be almost a wreck as well.
Hanley
TJ,
and
yeah.
Mark Prince, they're actually teammates this week. TJ Hanley filling in for William Reagan.
Oh, I did not know that. Never. Huh. Lets him by. Donahue still at a 4.1 now, behind Huntsicker. In third place, Mark Prince is a whole 10 seconds back. Wilkins 19. These are all the guys from first to sixth has not pit yet, but will be pitting in a matter of probably 2 laps or so.
So we'll look back here. Chandler on fresher tires. So is John Butler. There's the 7 of Matthew White on fresher tires. I don't think Wilkin is pitted either.
No, he hasn't. He's in fourth.
Making his way through 1 and 2. And there is the 19 of Matthew Rivera. He is currently running in 6th, and he is yet to pit.
Let's see our leader behind all of this. Here's Richard Cherry in the 5th position.
Up
Back
front.
up to Matthew.
Up front, Aiden Donahue is beginning to kind of reel in Braden Huntsicker. It's not anything big, but
it's a slow slice. It's not where you just grab the knife and go right through like you're killing a lobster, but it's just slow, like taking ham off of a lamb, or not, prosciutto. Prosciutto. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Okay.
Only
we're
the
a little
people
hungry
that
up here in the booth.
No. Maybe a little bit. Well, pay cut just got rid of all the food up here. So what else am I supposed to talk about?
New ticker.
New ticker. For my satisfaction, no way.
All right, as we look.
I mean, all I got is Cheez-It Grooves in here, so. And I'd pay for that off the company credit card, so.
Yeah, I'm. Oh!
Oh!
We see
Right.
three of the highlight. Okay.
Go ahead.
Showtime Motorsports cars here through turns number 1 and 2. There's the 2 teammates. Gary Smith trying to lap himself, I believe, and there is Ashton Miller in the 79. The 4th driver from Showtime Motorsports is right now talking to you, Connor Asbell.
Hola.
And here comes Donahue.
Aiden. Yep. Showtime. About to get some 4 fresh Goodyear tires.
It's such a tough pit road to get to with 20 to go to the halfway break. Aiden Donahue, gonna have to hope he got it to pit road speed. It looked a little hot through there, but I think he was mostly okay.
Hey, these Cheez-It Grooves ain't that bad. I'm gonna have to spend more money off the card.
I think our card's gonna decline in a minute if we do that.
Whoops. I bought a yacht.
We've been paying our Instagram admin a whole lot more, so I don't. That's another expense. So we're gonna have to cut more on the food bills. Matthew Rivera comes down pit road.
I'm gonna have a single raisin every time.
Yeah. I mean, remember last season back in Texas, me, you, and Cameron were all having pizza up in here.
Oh yeah. I think a couple other races too.
Zayden.
Oh no, it was it was Wednesday. Oh no, it was Thursday. Never mind.
There is the 9 of Benton to the inside of the 09 of John Butler. Benton is currently 3 laps down. He had to sit on pit road for a while to actually repair his damage. So 3 cars, or maybe 4 cars, you have to pit the front of the field. We'll see if any of them are able to actually. I don't think anyone's going to be able to make it to the end. But I did actually hear Richard Sherry saving. Oh! Car getting loose. Ethan McMillan already. Again,
In the wall.
He is in the wall for Ethan McMillan. That will not bring in the caution, of course. He's well out of the way.
After staying up till 3 a.m.
Wow. Ethan McMillan currently 46 laps down. Cars out.
He overtook me.
Cars out of the race. Sean Hilquich, Joseph Tucker, 7 Hathor, Christian Leonard, and Connor Asbell.
Nothing new with me.
Yeah, I mean, Connor, I don't know if you heard this stat before, but I believe your only top 20 finish of the season is was your Fontana win.
Yeah. No, no. Even on the super speedways, I don't have luck this year. So.
Wilkin had an issue down the back straightaway. There's your current leader, Mark Prince. Another car will cycle down pit road, so we just have 2 left to pit. Where's Wilkin currently running in the 12th? So if once the pit cycle actually falls out, oh, Gary Smith in the wall in front of his teammate Ashton Miller, and now in front of Richard Cherry and the 50th Connor Havrilla. Oh, they're going to be 3 wide. Luckily, everybody somehow is able to hang on to that, and we will stay green.
For now.
There is the 71 of Cole Costner. Oh, the 09 of John Butler in the wall. So, like I was saying, as we look, we have a battle happening. Braden Hunsaker and Cameron Chandler. No, it's not actually a battle. Hunsaker would retain the lead. Second would be Chandler. Third would be Matthew White. Donahue would be 4th. I believe for all of this, Ashton Miller would be 5th. Because I don't think Hanley, Lindsay, Stacy pitted. They were already a lap down.
No, they haven't.
Can they make it to the end, though? That's going to be the question. If they can save enough,
Good
they're going
for
to be, they're going to be getting their laps back, I would think, if that all works out that way. Mark Prince, your current leader. Hunsaker looking to try to unlap himself.
Braden smacked the wall.
There is Hunsaker in the 77. 11 to go to the halfway break. Prince, Cherry, at this point, are they just maybe trying to stretch it? I mean, I don't know if they can do it, but if they can, hats off to them. Mark Prince will be able to get the stage win here, which would be much needed points. He is buried way in the points. I think he's like 28th in points or something like that. So he needs all the points he can get. As Hunsaker gets to his bumper, Hanley comes off pit road. And Hunsaker will go to unlap himself.
Hanley just attacked the wall.
Yeah, Hanley's been kind of... Oh, Mark Prince is spinning! Down the front straightaway he goes, in the wall. And that is bad luck for him. No yellow going to come out because he's out of the way. And, and he's going to reset. All by himself, he goes around. Of course, because it's out of the way, he doesn't bring out a yellow.
That gives Cheery the lead. Not for long, though. Braden's catching him.
Look here for a second. There now is Hunsaker on the bumper of Cherry. And that is very, very unfortunate for Mark Prince. Just loses it all by himself and going to retire from the race. Hunsicker to the inside. Here we go for the lead. Hunsicker on fresher tires on the better pit cycle, and he will take the lead here in Darlington. And after all of that, I believe that'll just cycle a lot of the top 10 back to the lead lap.
I don't know. Jerry might be able to hold something.
He's well way off the pace, though, for the most part.
See how far back
his bumper.
the 97 is?
Oh, Chandler had the check up for Richard Cherry, and now here comes Aiden Donahue. Big run down the back straightaway. To the inside of the 8 and the 29. He'll have to check up. He's loose down to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll pull around the outside of Richard Cherry. And down the front straightaway they go. Now Matthew White on the back bumper of Donahue. And there is Ethan McMillan back on the bottom of the racetrack trying to let Chandler go. Ethan McMillan hasn't really had a very successful day so far, to say the
Has he
least.
wiggled?
I mean, Ethan McMillan trying to make the playoffs this season would actually take a miracle. I think he's like 35th in points. But we saw last season Carlos Ortiz make the playoffs after being 39th in points entering Richmond. It's about race 7, which is what we're at now.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything could happen in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Time to go to the halfway break. It's been such an intense half so far here in the Southern 500. Braden Hunsicker currently your leader.
Donahue slowly reeling in on Cameron.
Yeah, Chandler's maybe starting to fall off here on the longer run.
Well, you also got to remember, Braden and Donahue pitted like 7 laps later.
Oh,
so.
yeah, I forgot about that. They battle for second. Of course, Aiden Donahue not racing for any main points. He's not in a chartered car, so he's not racing for the championship, which is such a weird thing to say even now.
Maybe one day he'll come back. Just maybe.
We'll see.
Ah.
I mean, really, how much time can you take away from FedEx? I mean, come on.
A lot.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm running on 7 DNFs.
Oh!
Oh!
Gary Smith!
Pounds the wall!
Not really.
Just like Kyle Larson did on lap 1.
If he gets it back fired up here, we'll stay green.
Yeah.
We'll stay green.
I'm gonna feel bad forever. Looks back at all the incidents. Jeez.
Cameron.
No.
Two
And
to
he won
go.
yesterday. He'll be fine.
The 2 to go to the halfway break. Cole Clausen way off the pace as well. There are going to be some unhappy drivers the way they ran tonight. And we're only just halfway through. I'm going to lap 90 this time by. For Braden Hunsicker.
Hey, you know, how much laps?
Huh?
How much laps to halfway?
Final lap in the stage.
Oh.
Oh, Hunsicker on the
Look
wall.
Can I just say, look at Cherry. He's still in the top 10.
Yeah, I don't really know how that's possible. On those old tires, as Braden Hunsicker makes his way through 3 and 4, coming to the green and white checkered flag. This time by, he was able to take the lead after Matthew White had issues. Green and white checkered flag. Braden Hunsicker gonna win the stage in Darlington for second. Aiden Donahue to the inside of Cameron Chandler. Caution's not gonna come out yet. So the top 10 haven't, but Donahue's gonna actually let him go. Top 10 gone across the line. Lindsay gonna come on fifth.
It might be a while because Havrilla is a lap down.
Oh, then we're just gonna throw the yellow. All right. It's the stage break in Darlington. Halfway through the Southern 500. And it has been intense so far tonight. But a long green flag run, about 70 laps. There for the run. And We are under the yellow flag here in Darlington. This is going to be interesting down pit road. Oh, they're going to have to come down and pit, to the pace car. I'm assuming everybody's going to pit, but we have so many cars laps down that would love to get their laps back. I don't know. Never say never, but maybe you could have some people take the wave around. And then bet on cautions. You're going to need cautions for that to work out, obviously. All right, here we go.
100%.
Matthew Rivera will get the free pass. Gary Smith was in, I think, a lead lap position, but spins out.
If this race is how it's going, I might just load up Nürburgring 24 and put the Lotus 79 on that track. That should totally be an FNL, by the way.
I don't know about
Not because I'm extremely fast there. I found out that's my favorite car track combo, but it's.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sure, that's not the reason. As here they come down pit road.
I mean, average lap time with that car is a 7:43, 7:43, and I've gotten down to a 7:36.
Oh, look at the stop by Aiden Donahue! Aiden Donahue off pit road first. I don't think he
took less.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Peyton Lindsay third.
Okay, Matthew White's fixing up his damage, and Cameron might be doing the same.
But Braden Hunsaker loses the lead, and here comes Wilkin off pit road. Wow, that is a big moment.
Oh, there's Churro.
Cheer.
What?
Chipotle. That's Cole Clausen says.
Hey, that was last week though. Or at Bristol because of the Chipotle cars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, coming to the
Fires. Very good looking schemes, I might ask. TJ. TJ Designs made those.
We're not going to go green just yet.
Z. Who's revving their engine? Is that Payson?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, someone.
This catch fence, I swear to God. They updated the track and then that, yeah.
Why, you don't like the catch fence?
Oh, yeah, it's just beautiful.
What's wrong with the catch fence, bro? It's what saved people's lives.
Where's the fans in the back straightaway? Did we just not sell these concrete seats?
You know what probably happened?
What?
They weren't put in the final update.
What was it? The seats? Oh, the
fans.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, people watching, they're actual real fans. They can come out and watch.
Yeah, they're really enjoying this one here tonight. 95 laps into the Southern 500.
Oh, they 100% aren't, bro.
There's Andrew Stacy rolling off. So coming to one to go this time by. It'll be Aiden Donahue restarting in the outside lane. Attrition has been the name of the race so far tonight. I mean, this is probably one of the most chaotic Cup races we've had in a very long time.
I think last year Phoenix.
Yeah, that's... I mean, that was still a while ago. That was like, what, 10 months ago?
Yeah. It wasn't even last year, it was last season. I can't say last year yet. Hey, we should go back to Phoenix since it's updated.
Nice try.
I want to go back to my home track.
You and Pace and Lindsay can agree on that.
Oh yeah, we already did. And most likely me and him will both run Arizona, like, the flag, which is on a car.
Oh my God. All right, as we will come to the second half here in the Southern 500 on lap 96. Been a race of attrition so far. Aiden Donahue grabs the lead off pit road. He'll be on the outside. Pace and Lindsay chooses the inside lane as they come back to the restart zone. Back underway for the second half of the Southern 500. As always, the outside gets a great launch with Aiden Donahue. He is clear of Lindsay and Hunsaker. Lindsay, though, going to race Hunsaker, and he'll be clear for second place. Not the way Hunsaker wanted that to work out. Here comes Trenton Wilkin now, the bumper of the 77. As they work their way down the back straightaway. Here's Hunsaker, though, to the inside of Pace and Lindsay.
Matthew White looked for Wilkin. He still is.
Whoa.
But Payson has the high side, a lot more momentum around the top. But Brayden might clear him going into 1.
There are 1 and 2. Oh, slide job!
Oh!
No, this might not even work out. Here comes Wilkin to the bottom. Side by side with the 99 of Lindsay for 3rd.
Oh,
Lindsay on
another
the wall
hit.
again. Here comes Matthew White. Nearly 3 wide. And he'll drop back out of it. Oh, Lindsay is wall riding at this point. He's side by side with Wilkin for 3rd position. And Wilkin clear of Pace and Lindsay. Lindsay trying to make a crossover move. It will not work. Back into 1 and 2 they go.
I think Payson has wheel damage because he's tagged the wall 1 too many times. That thing might be a little slow now.
Matthew White now has Ashton Miller to the inside of him. He was, of course, after taking the hit to the wall, really has not been the same. And he's now battling for 5th place with Ashton Miller.
Yeah, he's going to get that position. Just keep it, though. This catch fence, bro.
I don't really...
Such a bad angle. Here comes Matthew White on Payson Lindsay, though. Backs out of it, thinks better of it. Oh, someone tagged the wall.
Here's Trenton Wilkins starting to run down Braden Hunsicker.
Ooh, I thought Stacy was must win.
Here
Miller
is...
back to the inside.
There's Havrilla. Oh, he's in the wall slightly again. Currently running in 7th, but Connor Havrilla comes around the outside to try to get momentum. As we come to... Oh, Bryce Benton!
No, Bryce!
Oh, he'll spin on the front straightaway as we come to lap 100. Only car involved obviously will stay green as he rolls away. And bad night gone worse for Bryce Benton. Looks to the inside. Chandler also falling back, I believe. Or no, he was back here.
Yeah, he's been back here. Well, not been back here, but since the drop on the green.
Ooh! Look at Payson Lindsay blocking down low on Matthew White, who is all of a sudden gaining speed, battling for 4th.
Payson still's going to have the position, though. Oh, dirty air on the 7.
Oh.
Here comes Miller.
Miller back to the inside on Matthew White. What a battle inside of the top 10 here in Darlington. Miller almost clear of White, but Matthew White's going to have that momentum back around the outside.
Someone's going to have to give up here. Nope, they keep it strong.
Whoa! Havrilla now there. Here comes Chandler to the inside of the 50.
Let's not get there, though. I believe he checked up out of 2.
Yeah, Cameron's going to start to have to start maybe making up some track position if he wants to be in contention for the win later on tonight.
Catch fence.
It's better back. Oh, it's Havrilla. I think had an issue, checked up, and then he moved out of the way for Cameron because he was going to be really in a bad spot. Top 3 kind of separated by about 5 tenths of a second. Aiden Donahue, your current leader, leading his first laps of the night. Your defending Southern 500 winner. Currently in 2nd place, the driver who's led the 2nd most laps on the night, I believe, is Braden Hunsicker. And currently running in 3rd is Trenton Wilkin. Battle for P4. Matthew White not going away on Payson Lindsay. I mean, after last season's race here in Darlington, is now Matthew White makes his way to the inside. We'll think better of it through 3 and 4. After last season's race in Darlington, I know we just had the update and all that. Not very much chaos last season, but now Matthew White trying to wrap the outside. Still can't get there on Lindsay. I was expecting more of a less chaotic race, but obviously not the case so far tonight. But we, even though we have had some single car spins and all that, and a lot of chaos with all that, we've only had 3 cautions flagged so far, and we had a 70-lap green flag run to end the stage.
Yeah, with a lot of cars damaged in between somehow in some way.
Wonder how the 72 got damaged.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know what's happening to him. He's been having a lot of bad luck, you know. Yeah.
I mean, you were running inside of the top 5, or top 10, I should say.
I know, I qualified 7th. That was very odd. Also, what was it? First season I came here, ran top 3 all race till I believe I got wheel damage and fell back again. Next week is Gateway, right?
Yep. And we go to also another thing, we haven't really talked about this, but the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series Triple Truck Trophy will return next week from Lime Rock Park on Wednesday night.
Oh, I'm not racing it because my wheel will absolutely kill my arms. There's something with the truck and a Moza wheel that do not like each other.
We see 79 of Ashton Miller currently running in 6th. Of course, he's had a decent run so far tonight. He's got Cameron Chandler on his bumper, pulling down to the inside. For this spot, Chandler will back out of it. Oh, and Miller on the wall once again. Gets a little bit loose.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna mess up his exit a little bit more, but here comes Cameron back to it, down to the inside, going into turn 3.
Big sends on the bottom of the racetrack, and he's gonna slide up in front of Ashton Miller and will take the position away. Miller, though, going back to the inside, and they're side by side once again. Okay, Dale Jr. As they head down the front
it's a deserved car.
Still door to door, bleeding on each other. Chandler on the wall slightly with Miller.
Oh, this is not gonna be good. He's gonna get the position though.
Chandler now up to 6th place. Matthew White still running in 5th. He's got momentum. Payson Lindsay, where is he going to take it?
Nope.
All of the back bumper of the 99, he'll pull down to the inside. Will this work out? He'll have to send it down deep through 1 and 2. That's not a place he can send it down deep, obviously. Outside will have momentum, still door to door. Can he keep it tough? And he will keep it tough. Back on the inside, down the back straightaway. He's going to have a chance to drive it down in there in 3 and 4. They lean on each other again. Lindsay drives it in hard. And they're still going to be side by side through 3 and 4.
They'll pop the wall back there.
Whoa! Contact between White and Lindsay.
Yep.
As they come to 70 laps to go in Darlington.
What a battle.
Braden Hudson, we're starting to reel in Aiden Donahue for a minute, but that has kind of ended. They're still side by side. And here comes Miller. Back on Chandler, and they're side by side 2 lanes deep.
That's
Lindsay! He gets loose. That'll allow Matthew White to be clear for 4th.
And Miller's going to get a 2-for-1. Unless he can, if he can pass Payson, which he's not. Yes, he will. Now Miller up to the 5th position. Cameron Chandler needs to find a way around paper.
Oh, Chandler on the wall slightly once again. He'll pull back to the inside.
Catch runs.
Oh my God.
He's to the inside. Thinks better of it, but Cameron's going to have to send it in one of these corners.
Yeah, he's got to start to make up track position. Currently running in 7th.
Yeah, Connor's even catching him, so you got to do something. Bump and run, maybe. Oh, Payson sent her in a little too hard. It's going to be a good exit off a 4 for Cameron Chandler. Now, he's going to look inside.
Side by side. Through 1 and 2 yet again.
Just cannot get there.
Oh, Lindsay got loose. And now Chandler has the outside lane.
This might be the preferred line. Yep.
Yeah, he's going to roll it nicely. Should have a good corner exit to clear Payson Lindsay. Up to P6 for Cameron Chandler. Towards the front of the field, there is your leader, Aiden Donahue. Not running away from Braden Hunsaker or anything. He didn't lead a lap till about lap 95 for the driver that dominated the Southern 500 last season.
Yeah.
Braden Hunsaker, though, currently running in 2nd. He has been close at the Southern 500 in years past. Remember back to last season, and especially season number 2, finishing 2nd to Matthew White. Aiden Donahue looking to tie Aiden Walker for 2nd all-time in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series on points-paying wins with 11. Matthew White running away from them still with 16 career wins. Trenton Wilkin currently running in third. But Matthew White beginning to reel in the driver of the 12s. They head down the back straightaway. Matthew White still looking for that recovery. It's been about, maybe, I don't even know at this point, it's been 70 or so laps since Matthew White had that issue with the lap car TJ Henley, and he still hasn't really been able to recover that well. He's currently running in fourth. As the laps start to wind down, long run pace on that 7 car looks pretty decent.
Wonder if there's some sort of wheel damage that he cannot fix. Because that is a thing with these cars. You can get all of your repairs done, but there might be some little slight bent still lingering without, and it can really mess up your pace.
Yeah, especially here at Darlington. That's a track where you don't want that have that happen. It's so easy to make that happen. Trenton Wilkin, I'm not trying to give him a commentator's curse, but running third, this is a well-needed run for the driver of the 12 after entering this race, I believe, 17th in the standings.
All right, well, now we know who's going to flip.
Oh, my God. And he's the only one of course, the other 3 ETR cars, Hillquich, Hathorn, they're both out of the race. Dylan Banks, of course, we mentioned earlier, prayers to him, unfortunately, and then Joseph Tucker currently out of the race as well. He's the only left ETR car from the main ETR team that is actually left running. And he's running inside of the top 3. ETR has finished second the last 2 weeks at Atlanta and Bristol, currently running in third.
Definitely consistent. Just waiting for the commentator curse to hit for Wilkin. Not praying for his downfalls, just we've seen it already, what, 3 times tonight?
Yeah, I haven't really been his driver's friend so far tonight. Oh, it's Matthew White hits it. That's a big shot into the wall. That's gonna hurt his pace.
Yeah, he got right front damage now. You can see a little bit it crunched. Wait till a good camera angle comes around. Yeah, you can see it right there. Oh yeah, a little bit of a wiggle off of turn 4. That car is broke again.
And Matthew White, this is not. He's won back-to-back poles. He won the pole in the Xfinity Series last night. Also won the pole tonight here for the Southern 500. After that, first about maybe 25% of the race good, dominant, led all the laps. Next 75% of the race terrible.
Yeah.
Here's Chandler working his way to the inside of Ashton Miller. Battle for P5. The driver that won last night, he still knew was inside. He got there. Door to door for 5th. Down the back front straightaway through 1 and 2. Oh, he's racing him tight. Through turns number 1 and 2. Back around the outside, though, is Ashton Miller. Will have momentum carrying down the back straightaway, and he will re-clear Cameron Chandler.
Yeah, you have to run like that if you want to keep your position. I mean, this track is just so tough to pass around, especially turn 1 and 2. It's just you gotta make a mistake first so you can get that pass.
This has been such a race of attrition. I believe 124 laps of 180. We have 10 cars out of the race from incidents. As Hunsaker goes to lap John Butler, that's going to kind of hurt his pace a bit. Another thing to keep in mind for tonight, as we look at the field, there's Cole Clausen off the base. Actually, we have 9. McMillan is still on the racetrack, so now about 65 laps down. Another thing to keep in mind is we still have a green flag pit stop coming. It's not over yet. 56 to go, coming to 55 to go this time by in Darlington. Aiden Donahue, your current leader. Oh, second place Hunsaker. And look at Matthew White slapping the wall. Tires starting to go away for your leaders.
Well, no, you also got Matthew White has wheel damage. That is 100% because he is not driving as good as he was. You can just watch him around a couple of these corners. You can see he's fighting the car more than letting it kind of free around this track.
Matthew still keeping in touch, though, with, oh my God, with Trenton Wilkin.
I need a soundboard of me just saying catch fence.
Yeah, I don't know if we need that.
We do.
We don't.
Yep.
Nope.
You can't handle the truth.
As here's Cameron Chandler making his way back to the inside here of Ashton Miller. Miller coming with momentum around the outside. Ooh, okay. We got him a little bit arrow loose there. For a second off the corner exit.
I thought you were Jello Ball for a second, singing Tweaker. Whoa, whoa.
God. All right, well, let's take a look at some of the notable drivers out of this race here tonight. Of course, Connor Asbell joining me up in the booth tonight.
Wow.
Christian Leonard, Seven Hathorn. You also got Joseph Tucker out of the race. These are big names as well. Sean Hillbush finished second at Bristol. Mark Prince out of the race. Gary Smith, Bryce Benson as well out of the race. As we come to lap 130 next time by here at Darlington. Pit roads should be busy in just a little bit. TJ Hanley, I believe he's still running on the racetrack, if I can actually go and check.
Oh my gosh, I'm a big name.
Yeah, you won.
I don't think...
TJ Hanley actually out of the race.
Yes, a win means I'm a big name. Let's go.
I mean, you're Connor Asbell. You've been in the booth for like 2 seasons. You started off big time by almost winning the Season 2 Daytona regular season finale. He's got a side-by-side battle here between Ashton Miller and Cameron Chandler. Gotta be frustrating for Chandler. He's been so close to passing Miller lap after lap, but still fighting back to the inside. Miller's got momentum. Almost clear, but Chandler makes his way back to the inside lane. 4-5. Finally, he'll clear him. Crossover coming. Back to the inside for Ashton Miller. Oh, but a big bubble. He gets to the inside of Chandler. And that'll just allow, finally, Cameron Chandler to be clear in the 5th place. Matthews still running 3rd. Trenton Wilkins still running, I should say White still running 3rd. Wilkins still running 3rd, or, my God. White's still running 4th. Wilkins still running 3rd. And then second, still about 2 seconds back, is Braden Hunsicker in the 77, but Aiden Donahue's starting to catch some lap traffic. He puts Richard Cherry now 1 lap down.
Man, this is starting to look like catch fence. Aiden Donahue's Gears Day. That's a different league he's running now on Monday nights. Go check it out. But he was dominant all race long. Caution killed everything and turned into a fuel saving strategy, which we did not capitalize on, but it's just repeat after Monday. What can I say? He knows Darlington, bro.
First half of this race, Aiden Donahue ran about maybe 7th to 5th on pace, but second half he got that after taking a bit of a shorter pit stop. He got the lead, took advantage of some drivers also taking repairs, and was able to restart in the outside lane. Clean air has been his friend as well, and he's been quick. Has a 2-second lead over Braden Hunsicker. He's played the strategy really nicely, but how well can he play the strategy once they come down pit road? I think green flag cycles should be starting any time now.
Wait, why is it? Wait, the ticker shows me at 15th.
I don't know why. Okay, iRacing.
I'll take a top 15. Someone driving my car?
iRacing, or we're just being stupid. iRacing.
I'll take a top 15. You know, to get me out of the stats being below top 20.
All right, commercial break here at Darlington. We'll be right back in a couple of laps. Nothing going on the racetrack. The first ever commercial break in NASCAR iRacing FedEx League history. Because we're not Fox Sports. We'll go radio style for a couple of laps here as we see Hunsicker trying to make his way to the inside of McMillan in that lap car. We saw Richard Cherry back there as well.
I don't think most people use the radio.
Emerin, they use.
Wow.
Okay, I think it's still broken.
Also, no, it's not. It went back.
Well,
I'm 23rd
the
now.
positions are right, but apparently Bryce Benson's
Of the lap.
130. Bryce Benson, who ran about 100 laps tonight, is 139 laps down on lap 137. Which,
But- Yeah, it's fine.
Ethan McMillan
It's
is
that's all the DNF cars anyway, so it's kind of like, you know.
Ethan McMillan is actually running 18th, but he's being scored, I believe, 14th. So, yeah.
Huh. Yeah. So that's just all the lap cars, or not lap cars, DNF cars out that show 1 plus 140.
Yeah, this race has been so chaotic. It's even breaking our ticker. But we've been under green. We've only had 3 caution, or actually 2 cautions for cause. Just a quick second again. Fix the ticker once more. As Aiden Donahue coming to lap 140 in the Southern 500. 41 to go. When will they begin to make pit stops?
I'm thinking they're stretching it out as far as possible so they can have the newest tires going in to the final little bit.
We'll see how it all plays out. Payson Lindsay had more issues. He's currently a lap down. Here we go. Battle for third, maybe starting to heat up once again. It's been like this for the last 40 or so laps between Trenton Wilkin and Matthew White. Oh, White in the wall once more. So they're going to turn it down, maybe get a good run off corner exit. And might be to the rear bumper of Wilkin down the front straightaway.
Yeah, even with whatever type of wheel damage Matthew has, he's still being able to put down some consistent lap times, and caution comes out, I guess, get the damage fixed, and he should be good.
We're starting to catch that lap car of Richard Cherry as Cole Clausen is down pit road. Trying to finish it up. As the race has kind of been going a little bit quicker as of now that here's Matthew White to the inside of the 12 of Trenton Wilkin for third place. Door to door, they're leaning on each other. Where's Cherry, that lap car, gonna go? This could allow Chandler to also catch up to get into position for maybe a third place spot. Cherry just gonna sit in the way of both your 2 drivers here. That is not gonna be good for either of them, especially Trenton Wilkin, and he sits in the way of the 12 once more. White has an issue with slide off corner exit. Wilkin not going to be too happy about that one. He'll be down to the inside of Cherry.
Yeah, Cherry 9th, which is very good still. I mean, yeah, being a lap down and whatnot, but caution comes out, he is the free pass car.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of fallen off some pace, though, unfortunately for him. Oop, bit of a loose moment there for Cherry off corner exit. Let's look up front. There is Huntsicker now about 5.5 seconds. Aiden Donahue is beginning to kind of check out into his own zip code. Just wants to try to get that last pit stop in and then wants to come around to try to get his first win of the season and his 3rd start of the year. Running, of course, a part-time schedule. The driver that won the most races, a season ago, and your regular season champion from season 3. Huntsicker now really falling off pace, back to about 6 seconds back. I mean, he's lapping inside of the top 9. It's starting to look like Bristol last week here at Darlington.
For sure.
I mean, this has got to be, I don't know, we wouldn't really count Bristol because that's the amount of cars that get put the lap down there is normal, but this is 8 cars now on the lead lap only. We had about maybe 16, 17 last season here at the Southern 500 at the checkered flag. This has got to be probably the biggest race of attrition in the Cup Series in a really long time. And we've had long runs all day long as well.
Here, I got it. You know what could be more nutrition? Like, just arms out, you know, pushing your car to the limit.
Yeah.
Bring the next gens to Nürburgring.
Oh my God. I'm gonna make you guys
10
do
laps.
like no, 500 laps.
Oh, let's go. 24 hours in the next gen.
Matthew White's in the wall, slightly.
Just lightly. Oh,
Ethan
someone tagged the
McMillan.
wall too. Yeah, I heard that. Ooh, Matthew's wiggling down the front stretch.
Yeah, and that really might be an issue as we got a battle now for 4th place starting to go on between Trenton Wilkin and Cameron Chandler. Two drivers so good in the Xfinity Series. I mean, let's look at the way the Xfinity Series builds names. Huntsicker, White, they've been here full-time in the Cup Series since the very beginning. They both ran the Season 1 Daytona 500. But Donahue, Wilkin, Chandler, two of them are Xfinity Series champions, Donahue and Chandler, and one of them, Trenton Wilkin, won multiple Xfinity Series races. All of them came from the Xfinity Series pipeline. And they're all are running inside of the top 5 tonight. So names are made in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series.
Don't forget about me.
Last place.
I was a regular season.
Oh!
Well, I was a regular season champion, you know.
Chandler in the wall slightly, and Wilkin gonna re-clear him off corner exits. Become the 30 laps to go. Gotta wonder. It's been a bit longer than I would have thought, but they're definitely gonna be down pit road sometime shortly. Matthew White still running there in 3rd. At 9 seconds back of the leader, though. Gotta make no mistakes on pit road. That's gonna be crucial for these top runners. As we begin to have cars on pit road, first one to peel off, Matthew Rivera and Connor Haverilla.
I thought you were about to say my name.
Connor Asville.
I heard you say like as almost. Oh, I saw debris. What was that?
We're not NASCAR.
I
We're
saw
not
debris
gonna
go
throw
towards the.
no debris cautions.
Aw. No, it looked like someone just hit the wall or something, and debris just came flying up towards the camera.
As here is Matthew Rivera coming off pit road to be under greens since the halfway break. I didn't think it was going to be possible, but could we possibly get another Cup Series race there where an entire half goes caution-free?
No!
Oh, whoops.
Stop!
Whoops.
Stop! You've done this before! I'm not about to have that happen again, bro.
Whoops.
I get PTSD.
You also get PTSD when you see geoturfing?
Not anymore. You know. Probably at Daytona, yeah, but.
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry to rub it in, but you had to wait about like another year and a half, another like year, over a year, calendar year, to actually get your first Cup win after that happened.
Yeah. I mean, I got close at Daytona again. Pushed the dude in 3rd. Yeah. Hey, I didn't win at Super Speedway though, so.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I mean, it was a 4-wide final lap pass too.
Yeah, no, to your words, to your, quoted by you, 4x4. You can't me. As we see Ashton Miller down pit road.
In the 79, coming to service his race car.
We are not F1, bro. He's coming down to get 4 tires and a full tank of gas, not servicing his vehicle.
And here comes Wilkin, another one of those top runners coming up pit road. Nathan Donahue comes across the stripe yet again.
AJ Dillon going to the
57.
Eagles.
I know.
Okay.
Wilkin actually is able to repair some of his damage, so that might help him out a bit. there is Cameron Chandler. So we're going to see if the undercut, the overcut, how that all works out. I know more F1 terms. Or Connor as well.
No, that's not F1 terms. I hear that all the time. Watching races.
They don't really say it in NASCAR too much, though. As look at the amount of speed you gain on those fresh tires. That's what I'm talking about. So, okay, how do I explain this for the people that have no idea what I'm talking about? Undercut,
all right.
That's where you pit earlier. No.
You want me to do it? Because I can do it in the most simplest way.
No. You know what?
No. Okay.
No.
You know, I gave you so much views at the Kansas tornado video.
Oh my god.
I'm the reason I'm the reason your channel's still alive.
Oh, sure.
Other than you breaking diecast of a Kyle Larson car.
Oh, okay, that was a joke last time.
Nope.
Like
Anyways.
Okay, let me explain this. So, of course, undercut, you pit earlier, you gain...
Me.
Nice try. This is a cup race, be serious. Of course, as Aiden Donnie going to come in the 21 to go this time, but yet to pit. On the undercut, you gain time, you come to pit road first, you're able to gain time, you want to run as hard as possible on those out laps, and then hope it gains time for you. Overcut, you run long, and then you're going to pit, you're going to maybe lose a little bit of time, but you're going to have the fresher tire until the end of the race.
Oh crap, wait, hold up, it can't hear my clapping. Yeah, whatever,
I heard
I'll
it.
turn noise suppression off. Oh, well. He said it, folks.
20 to go for Aiden Donahue. Looking to go for back-to-back Southern 500 wins in the first half of the race. Maybe about first 100 laps. Really didn't look like Aiden Donahue had the car to do it. Ran about 9th and 6th all day long. But he's really, really turned up the wicker here in the second half.
All day long, huh?
I mean, I don't mean all day long. I mean, what I said, like first 100
What?
laps.
Not rough. Well, he was on the back. Had wheel damage lap 1.
But
Then
last season he absolutely dominated this race, start to finish.
Who's in the lead right now?
Landon Fish.
Okay.
And here comes Cameron Chandler down pit road. Yeah, we have too much fun up here in the booth.
Yeah. I mean,
when Connor's here.
Yeah, I make it exciting. And I also can tell when flips happen.
And here's Chandler coming to service his race car. 18 laps to go. The driver of the 8 from Team Chevy Motor Club's on pit road. Going to obviously get 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Going to repair a bit of damage as well. Aiden Donahue just gotta hope no mistakes on pit road.
Dent. I just saw the dent just extend out.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens on when we repair damage. Donahue yet to pit. Has now 11 seconds on Braden Hunsaker. He can be as careful. I did 11. I didn't know. You know,
11 seconds.
And he's pitting. Your leader coming to pit road. It's such a hard pit road to get to, but Aiden's trying to get to it nicely. Gotta make sure you don't speed. Gotta push it, but still looks like he got to pit road pretty nicely on pit road speed. Gotta have no mistakes. Can't slide through your box. Gotta be perfect on pit road for Aiden Donahue. Braden Hunsaker will take the lead and stay out.
For the fat people, think of it as a drive-through. You know, you pull slowly through, you stop at the window, you get your food. That's basically all 4 tires being changed, and you just leave, you know?
That's... Okay. Matthew White is as well pitted. We can see that. He will come off pit road to 4 fresh Goodyear tires. I don't think anybody's going to... Okay. Call me crazy, but can Braden Hunsaker maybe try a strategy? Actually, no, I don't even think a splash and go would work. He was 11 seconds behind. 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Great stop for Donahue. Perfect. Just unless he doesn't get any penalty.
I wish that might be another finance we should invest into. Get a timer on all the stops and compare them.
We actually do have that technology. Oh, we got a car loose. Doesn't want to cause a caution. That could change everything. Here comes Braden Hunsaker. Do we have that technology? It didn't really work, but I think we do.
We'll mess with it. Don't worry. when we do another F and L.
What a stop by Aiden Donahue. My God, he's still even going to gain more time on Braden Hunsaker as the driver of the 787 will roll back onto the racetrack. I think that's going to get... Did Wilkin pit? No, Wilkin did pit. Undercut. Like I said, Wilkin pit's going to grab second place now from Pace and Lindsay, side by side through 3 and 4.
Yeah, 14 to go now. Or 15. Wait, yeah.
Coming to 14 to go this time.
Yeah, yep, there it is.
How about the undercut by Trenton Wilkin, up to second place now?
ETR always ended up in second.
Yeah.
I mean, we still got 14 laps to go, so I don't know.
It would be 3 second-place finishes in a row for Ethan Trendler Racing if Trenton finishes here. Atlanta, we finished in a photo finish to Braden Hunsaker. I thought Dylan had that win. Sean had such a great run in Bristol, and then Trenton running solidly really needed this run tonight in second place. Sean Hillquist, though, unfortunate for him after coming off a career day. He's DNFing tonight, going to score 0 points in Darlington. And that's going to be terrible for his playoff cut line. And driver that is capitalizing on all of this tonight is Trenton Wilkin. Gotten a couple of stage points, and if he finishes second tonight, that is going to be huge points. It should propel him really, really close to the playoff cut line.
Indeed.
Oh, he's on the wall. Got to not make mistakes towards the end. But he definitely does have older tires than your other leaders. Coming 11 to go this time by for Aiden Donahue. Oh. Let's go to crank it up for a bit here in Darlington. Oh, Pace and Lindsay! Sideways! Somehow he saves it. I thought that thing was gone.
I was scrolling on my phone and I just hear you scream. I looked up and I saw Dale Jr. sideways. Sideways!
My God. All right, that's interruption to crank it up with 10 to go now. Should have thought. With the way this race has been going so far, there was no way we were going to be able to get a clean, calm, and collected crank it up in.
I know. I can't be doom scrolling.
Yeah, no, nice track. Back on the monitor. Back on the racetrack here in the booth.
I'm still in my racing seat, bro.
Oh. Back around the outside of John Butler is the 12 of Trenton Wilkin to put him another lap down. Oh, Wilkin in the wall! He's sideways. He will save it, but here comes Hunsaker to the inside for second place. Braden Hunsaker on Trenton Wilkin. Matthew White looking to get that spot as well. On the bumper of the 12. Now they're all getting held up by the 09 of John Butler. And they're 3 wide, splitting the lap car.
Oh, this ain't gonna be good. Oh.
And White will clear Wilkin.
Hey, so I think you, I think you jinxed Wilkin.
Well, I mean...
Took a little bit.
3 second place finishes in a row would be painful, so maybe 4th would be a little better. And it would be from three of our different drivers as well.
I think you would want 3 different second places.
Yeah, but it's not a win, so.
It's a podium, bro. Plus, it's good points day for him, so you should be happy for him finishing second. Unless you're just a bad team owner and you just hate it.
Well, no bias at this point. Oh, it's Matthew White's in the wall.
No bias.
6 to go. Here into the Southern 500. We've been under green since the drop of the green flag at the halfway break. What a run for Aiden Donahue. It's all the way up here, 11 seconds ahead. Coming up 5 to go this time by, of course, Aiden Donahue won the Southern 500 last season. And like we mentioned, like we documented, didn't start out this race too quick, but turns it up in the second half, gets track position off pit road, hasn't looked back ever since. And looking for his first win of Season 4. Battle for second, not up yet, between teammates Braden Hunsicker and Matthew White. Hunsicker, though, missed opportunity tonight, lost the lead off of pit road. We know how important track position was going to be under the halfway break, and still has kind of run second ever since. But now Matthew White all over his back bumper, your points leader, going to be well over extending his gap over Bryce Benton, who's going to score minimal points tonight. I think Chandler should most likely get into second place in the standings, so this will change a whole lot of things around. Wilkin, if he finishes fourth tonight, he'll be near the playoffs.
I think every car here has gotten a Darlington stripe.
Yeah, it's such an easy thing to get here at Darlington over these 180 laps. 3 to go for Aiden Donahue. Battle
Especially
for second.
with the carnage.
These drivers, hats off to them. They have been running here for laps on ends constantly as we come to 2 to go this time by. Still battle between these two teammates. Two laps to go in the Southern 500. Matthew White and Brandon Hunsicker still battling. We'll look back just for a second. Here is Aiden Donahue off of turn number 4. We'll see the white flag this time by. 1 lap to go in the Southern 500 for Aiden Donahue.
No more cautions.
Yeah, he's looking to go back-to-back for Crown Jewel wins here in the Darlington Southern 500. Through 1 and 2 he goes. Absolutely dominant the second half. Took advantage of pit road strategy. Final time down the back straightaway. What a run by the driver of the 82 through turns 3 and 4 in the wall for the final time. But he will exit turn number 4 and we'll see the checkered flag. Career win number 11. Aiden Donahue wins the Southern 500. For second place, side by side, Hunsicker to the inside of White, and White's going to grab P2. Hunsicker will be B3 as they come to the checkered flag. Wilkin comes home 4th. 5th place going to be Cameron Chandler. 6th, somehow, Payson Lindsay. 7th, Ashton Miller. And what a run all around. Aiden Donahue wins the Southern 500.
Hey, you're missing something with that Donahue. It's before it. His name's actually pronounced Aiden Showtime Donahue. One of the best, right there, in a Jeff Gordon throwback. Wins it at Darlington.
And this has got to be a very special win for him. Of course, retired from full-time competition at the end of season number 3 after winning 10 races that season. And it'll be a career, or 9 races that season, I should say. It'll be career win number 11, the 3rd Cup Series season he has won in. And my goodness, this man has won every single Cup Series crown jewel besides one, Daytona 500. But that could still be up for grabs. First win of the season for Aiden Donahue. Of course, 3rd start, and he will burn it down. 2nd win of the season for his newly formed Showtime Motorsports.
Yeah, I captured the first one.
Yeah, you did. And his teammate Ashton Miller will burn it down with him.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
Now it's just up to Ashton and Gary Smith to get wins for the team.
I thought Miller was going to get a win before me, to be honest.
Miller, man, same thing with Cole Clausen, same thing with Bryce Benton, a couple others as well. He's been so close to so many wins. This is his 3rd full-time season. Still yet to go to victory lane. Aiden Donahue. What a job done well tonight. Your winner of the Southern 500.
I know one track good old Miller's looking forward to is his home track at Michigan.
Yeah, Ashton Miller won an Xfinity Series race there. That race coming up in just a couple of weeks' time. And he will do a backwards victory lap. What a race in Darlington. I mean, even with all of the long green flag runs, still one of the longest on the Cup Series calendar. So, and we extended the streak once again. I didn't have the commentator's curse this time. We had
Well, yeah, because I stopped you.
yeah, we had a entire run, the second half of the entire half of the race go caution free. And I can
Cole
check.
Clausen brings it in P13.
That's actually a really good rebound for Cole Clausen.
I mean, he's got the lap down, but you know.
So every single race this season, besides the Daytona 500 and Bristol, have had a half that have gone caution free. 5 out of the 7.
Oh yeah, Atlanta went.
It is your
That's a surprising one.
Your 6th winner of the Cup Series season. He joins Matthew White, Cameron Chandler, Braden Hunsicker. He also joins Connor Asbell. And he joins Cole Wilson.
Smoke show for good old showtime. Alright, well, have fun with the interviewing drivers. I'm gonna go load up my car in the hauler now and go cry myself driving back to North Carolina, so.
Alright, Connor. Well, we'll see you in Gateway next week, and good luck there.
See ya. Yep.
And that'll do it. Aiden Donahue, victory in the Southern 500. And he's still burning it down. Donahue wins Darlington. And he will drive it bound backwards to pit road. I think we're going to be finally done here with the burnout. It's the longest burnout I think I've ever seen in my life. That'll do it for the Southern 500. We got post-race interviews coming up. What a night in Darlington for the Southern 500. And we'll have interviews coming up. Aiden Donahue in one of your part-time Cup Series starts here tonight. You will go back-to-back in Southern 500 wins, your first Cup win of the season. You were able, of course, to take the lead off pit road there under the halfway break. You never looked back under that long green flag run. Just take me through that second half of the race where you rebounded after running maybe like 6th to 5th in the first half, and then you get the victory over in dominating fashion here in the second half.
Cool, collected, man. I'm back, man. This feels so good. Hats off to Braden and Braden was running really well at first stage, and after we got stuffed in the wall like on lap 1 by the 18 racing deal, I guess, but you know, it's tight off of turn 2, but a lot of people hit the wall first lap. But anyway, we got the damage fixed. And I was like, all right, just take it easy, just roll through everybody. And we got up to almost second there at the stage, and I was like, okay, well, I'm still pretty fast. I pitted, saw Braden miss his box, and I think I beat Cameron into my box, like, you know, racing him in the pit road. But we had a great pit stop. I got out first, and as like you said, I just never looked back. And I didn't know if shifting was the way to go or if it was keeping in 5th gear or anything. But man, oh man. It feels so good to be back, not only in this league, but back in victory lane. Oh, man.
So, of course, after such a great day for you guys, how is it like trying to manage the attrition? It was, of course, the beginning of the race. We had a couple of caution flags there. So much going on with this new iRacing update. Everybody just trying to figure it out. What was it like managing the attrition? Kind of mired maybe mid-pack in the beginning part of the race for you guys and just surviving.
So the dirty air was so much worse than it has been in past. You kind of figure it out as you go. It's basically just to sum it up. Um, you just use less throttle when you're behind in a corner, and you can't really do much. So you try and poke your nose out in any which way you can. And of course, it's Darlington, so the saving tires aspect comes in big time. But you just run. You just keep your head down and hit your marks, kind of thing, and you just kind of wait for everyone else to rather hit the wall or show you a different lane or anything like that. But for me, for example, it was so I would have such a better corner in 3 and 4 than everybody else because I just waited for that rotation in the center corner there on the bottom. And it looked like for a while I was the only person running that lane. And of course, middle corner opens up to clean air. So um, I had enough to rotate and get back in the throttle and didn't really have any problems. But man, like you said, back in that pack, it was rough. When I first figured that out, I had to like lift and I lost like a couple spots here and there. But yeah, I like this next gen a lot better now because of the update. It's actually more realistic and more drivable. The corrections in it, everyone was sliding sideways out of 4 and spinning out, but most of them saved it, and I think beforehand that wasn't possible. So hats off to iRacing and everybody to get this update to where the car actually feels like a car now instead of I don't know, a snappy floating boat or something. But yeah.
All right, final question. Of course, it's your second win of the season for your team, Showtime Motorsports, after Connor Aswell got it done. Unfortunately, he DNFs tonight once again. But what is the next race we're going to see you in the 82 back here in the Cup Series?
The next race you'll see me in, I think, is you will see me at Xfinity Rockingham, July 9th. Um, and then Watkins Glen, August 7th after that.
All right,
And then the Kansas Xfinity race, the Dover Xfinity and Cup race, and then the last one, Homestead.
all right, Aiden, big congratulations on your second Southern 500 victory. You've won the Southern 500. You won the Brickyard 400 as well, and you also won the Charlotte
Just
600 in
gotta
season
get
number
that
2.
Daytona 500, man. Just gotta get that 500 under my belt.
One more for the crown jewel sweep, but we will see you
Yeah.
in Rockingham for the Xfinity Series.
All right, man. See ya.
Coming up next here for post-race interviews, not a whole lot, because so many drivers DNF. This is going to be Payson Lindsay. He comes home in 6th. Payson Lindsay, really just a big race of attrition here tonight. It's ultimately going to be a P6 finish for you guys. You had to battle back from being a lap down at one point. I think having maybe a spin or something like that. Just take me through some of the highlights of your day here in Darlington under the long green flag runs.
We never spun. I kept the car under control, unlike some people there early on in the race. Just had some really weird pit strategy. In the first stage, we decided to pit like 20 laps earlier than everyone else, and it kind of worked out. I was hoping that with dirty air, we were going to be able to hold off some people, but we just kind of relegated back to where we would have been if we pitted with everyone else. So just kind of a quiet day for us. In stage 2, we just didn't really have the speed on the short run. On the long run, we could match the guys in front of us, but on the short run, we'd just fall off a cliff no matter where we were. So really good day for us. I'll take P6 after the start we had, starting in the very back of the field and getting wrecked on lap 1. So hopefully we can continue this momentum.
So we're heading to Gateway next week. So it's of course a brand new track on the Cup Series schedule. It's kind of like Darlington without banking. So what kind of run can we expect to see you there in St. Louis?
Track, kind of like a short track, which is what I excel in this league. So hopefully we can just survive there and get a top 10.
All right, Payson, well, nice job on the top 10 finish here in Darlington, and we will see you next week in Gateway. All right, coming up next is going to be Ashton Miller. He comes home in 7th. Ashton Miller, a day of long runs for you guys. You were running inside of the top 5, and unfortunately, it was a little bit of time. You'll finish ultimately in 7th here in Darlington. So you've been good here in the past, especially there in season number 2. It's going to be a top 10 finish here tonight. Kind of an average day for you guys. Just take me through what was going on there towards the end of the race.
Yeah, it was definitely something not to write home about, but I mean, at the end, I was just trying to give it my all, trying to catch up to Payson, and yeah, I'm happy for Aiden. He went 2 in a row for 7,500s, but yeah, it kind of sucks that we weren't able to get like at least the top 5, or yeah, but it was a pretty midday, I think, for us as a team. But I'm happy for Aiden.
All right, so we're looking at. Let me just check it real quick. You entered this race P5 in the standings. You're pretty good there. So, is the goal at this point, because you're got a pretty good buffer over the playoff cut line, is the goal to try to maybe shoot for that regular season championship, or if not one of those top 3 spots in the regular season that earns playoff points at the end of the regular season?
I mean that would be the goal. I think is yeah. Um, I feel like we've always been consistent in getting points. We haven't been consistent in getting wins. So I mean if I can get if I can get the regular season win, that would be amazing. But I guess we'll have to see when it comes. But yeah, I'm worried for whatever track's coming up next. I think it's forgot it was it's either Mission. Oh, it's Gateway. Yeah, so I'm worried about that. Or it's not definitely not one of my strongest, but yeah, I'm happy that we got a win. Show 10 minutes first got a win, but I feel like I could have done better as a whole.
All right, Ashton. Well, still nice job coming home with a top 10 finish here in the Season 4 Southern 500, and we'll see you next week from St. Louis. Coming up next is going to be Richard Cheery, comes home in 10th place. Richard Cheery, kind of a interesting day for you guys. You, of course, in that second half stayed out for such a long time. I don't think you actually ever pitted. You had the lead for a bit. Of course, fell off way big time there. Ultimately, there in the second half of the race, it looked like you just didn't have the pace to contend. You ultimately will come home with a 10th place finish after the insane pace Aiden Donahue ran there. You finished a lap down. So just take me through some of the stuff that was going on with your race car.
Well, it wasn't me. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that wants to go like I'm the best or anything. But I had a damaged car, so I mean I don't lose 4/10 because I'm talentless. I lose 2 of them, or 1/10 is because I was slow today, and the other 3 were the car, so that was damaged. And yeah, I mean it wasn't interesting at all. I finished 2 laps down. I didn't race anybody. It was just dog shit.
All right, so of course, moving on from this, it's just one of your part-time Cup Series starts. We head to Chicagoland next in the Xfinity Series. So it's a 1.5-mile track. You've been pretty decent there in the past. Those 1.5 miles. What is going to be your plan there to try to grab your second Xfinity win of the season?
I'm not even sure if I'm gonna race her.
All right, well, we'll see you in the next race you're able to do.
All right, thank you.
Up next is going to be a driver that finished 11th, Andrew Stacy. Andrew Stacy, I know you finished a lap down or so, but it's a P11 finish. By far, I think your best finish of the season, and it's pretty decent points day all around, considering the situation you guys were in. So, what's kind of your reaction to this, even though it was still multiple laps down?
I wrecked. I predicted it. 7 times I wrecked. Same amount as I had this season. I think we've had 8 races. I've wrecked in every single race. I was all right. I mean, it wasn't that bad of damage. It was like around a minute and 30. I got it all fixed, and then I got into another wreck. And then I thought, why don't I bash in the right wheel to kind of even the damage? And that worked, and I was only around 3/10 a lap slower than the leader. So I just drove, and I somehow P11 could have gotten in the top 10 if we had a few more laps. I could have caught Richard Cherry there, but yeah, great day.
All right, so of course heading to St. Louis Gateway next week. That's kind of an interesting track. It's the brand new track on the Cup Series calendar as well. What's going to be your plan heading with a bit of momentum off Darlington to try to gain more points in St. Louis?
I've never raced there in my life. I've never even seen the track. I don't even know what it looks like. I hope it's like maybe like a bit of a short track. I don't know. Yeah. I'll just try to do my best again, and we'll see from there. Can't really predict much. Me.
All right,
Maybe
Andrew.
that's about it.
Well, nice job. Still finishing P11, your best finish of the season, and we'll see you in Gateway next week. Couple more interviews to go here in Darlington. Next up is going to be John Butler. John Butler, kind of a rough day for you guys. Even with all the attrition, you still finish in 12th place, so not the worst finish. It's only your second finish outside of the top 10 all season long. So ultimately, you are involved in an early race crash that kind of seemed to hinder your performance the rest of the night. Just take me through some of the highlights and maybe some of the lowlights for your guys' day here in the Southern 500.
Yeah, not the night we was expecting. I mean, my spotter couldn't join because his internet was bugging, so I had no spotter for like half of this race, and that crash is just nowhere to go. But then for the rest of the race, I was running like I had good pace to keep up with top 10. Then I hit the wall coming off a 2, and I just bent my wheel so bad. And then I had no turning speed, so like wheel damage, and then I just faded. It wasn't good.
All right, so it's still been a good season for you guys. You entered this race, I think, top 10 in the point standings. It might be maybe lose a little points here, but we're heading to Gateway next week in St. Louis. Do you think that's maybe one of your strong shoots for next week to try to look out for you guys?
No, it's all about survival. And then in the grand scheme of it, like I'm always talking about survival, and guess what happened this race? I didn't survive, and I end up having to tell somebody that's telling me that I should be getting out the way as a lap car, but I did, but they overshot the corner and they're blaming me for it, but I digress. But it's all about survival. Gateway, I've never driven Gateway before, but from my testing, from preseason testing, it's not a good track in next gen, at least for me. So it's just gonna be about just being consistent and calm and not being involved in any crashes. At least that's what I think.
All right, John. Well, still nice job coming home with a finish, which is something many people really couldn't say tonight here at Darlington. And we'll see you next week in St. Louis.
Thank you, thank you. Good night, everybody. I'd like to thank my spotter for what he could at least done, but good night, everybody.
Next up, or no, he's gone. All right, that'll do it here tonight for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Season number 4 Southern 500. What a day in Darlington. We hope you enjoyed. And of course, that'll wrap it up for tonight here from the Southern 500. We hope you enjoyed. What an insane race. Lots of attrition as well. And yeah, overall, just an unbelievable night in the Southern 500. Aiden Donahue gets the job done. His 11th career win ties Aiden Walker for second all-time in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. And that'll do it here tonight. For Darlington week, we'll of course have the throwback paint scheme fanfare for the Cup Series up tomorrow night. Action on track is over, but that is not over just yet for the throwbacks. What a week of racing from the Darlington Raceway. We hope you enjoyed. And we're up next week to St. Louis and Gateway. And then, of course, on Wednesday night, we'll have Lime Rock Park for the Truck Series. No Xfinity next week, though. So, on behalf of all officials, team owners, drivers, commentators, everybody involved in making this league what it is, we will see you next week in St. Louis from Gateway. Good night from Darlington, South Carolina.